There we go. Welcome to the Hybrid Radio Podcast on Hybrid Radio, everybody. Yay! Thank you. Sorry about a late start, but getting all the things worked out. And we have a terrific audience here once again. All right, sit down, everybody. Sit down. Thank you. I love the applause. Okay. All right. Thank you, man. All right. What's up, everybody? I'm Jarrell. This is the Hybrid Radio Podcast, and here we talk about, music, movies, and all that good stuff, and we do reviews. But this is our final show of the year, and wait a minute.
Or ever.
What about, I gotta say hi to my best co-host ever. Give it up, everybody, for Drew. How you doing, Drew? It's been a long time since I've seen you.
It's been forever.
Yes. This is actually your first show of the most. We do a lot of drinking on this particular episode. Let me tell you guys what the show's about. So like I said, we review albums, stuff like that, and I'm glad you're here, Drew.
That makes one of us.
Aw. What's the matter, Drew? You sad?
Very sad.
Okay. So this show we're gonna do talking about some guests. First of all, we got some guests here. Please announce we got the guys from the Decomposition Podcast. We got Brad and Kate, the greatest couple I've ever met in my life. They're gonna come on this show and
fuck, man.
I didn't get to that part yet because don't spoil it, Drew.
Jesus
don't
Christ.
Spoil it. They're gonna come on and talk about their nice little show they do, and also what's up going. We got Drew's also in a relationship too. And he's
what a fantastic segue, Jarrell.
Yes, he's got a girlfriend as well who's going to be soon his fiance, and now is
already fiance.
Yeah,
and
okay. He's your fiance. Gotcha. Okay, so it's getting weird here. Thank you. All right, let's start again.
This is the most awkward.
I know this is the most awkward intro I've ever done. You know what the problem is? I gotta get.
It's
a little
not just the two of us.
Yeah, I know that's the problem. I usually have just me and you and the whole audience in my kitchen, but now it's just like we got the guests watching my every move.
The pressure's on.
Yeah,
there's people from other podcasts here.
All right, I'm sorry, you guys.
Doing that again?
Starting over. Okay.
Scrap it. Scrap the whole thing.
No, we're gonna just go right from here. Drew, you brought your fiance here. We're gonna play a little game. I want to say her name is Kristen. That's what her
got
name.
it.
Yeah, it's got it. So she's going to come on the show. We're going to do some games as well. Because every year what we do is we do a trivia game / drinking game as well. And this year I'm proud to say we're going to have actually two guests going against each other. We got Drew and his fiance
Battle
with
to the
the
death.
Decomposition Podcast people as well. And they're going to answer some questions I wrote for you guys. And that's going to be awesome. And I think... after that, what you guys have all been waiting for is to finally find out what our favorite albums of the year are. We're going to be doing our top 10 albums of 2017.
Will Weezer make it?
Will Fergie make it is my question.
Will Cat $Ha
K $Ha, yeah. Will she make it? I don't know. But what I'm actually hoping for is you guys are going to finally hear some... because Drew, you came to the show to the podcast kind of late in the year, so we're gonna find out what you've been listening to all year. And also, you're going to see if our lists kind of match or not, Because every year when I do a show with other hosts or co-hosts, our lists don't sync up. But we'll see where some of the albums you listen to fall.
We will see.
Yes, we will see. And I think that's about it. So that's everything that's going on. So how's your holidays going, Drew? It's that time of year.
Holidays are great.
Or how do I say holidays, or should I say Kwanzaa? You're getting ready for Kwanzaa?
Yeah, I am wearing a dashiki right now for the people listening at home.
Yes.
With an Africa pendant.
Okay, so one of the things I love about Christmas, that time of year, is the office Christmas parties.
Oh, I fucking hate office Christmas parties. I just skipped out on mine last week.
Oh, you're one of those guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I actually am not talking about the movie, the office Christmas party that came out, but similar to that, in the Christmas party I went to that last weekend, it was not as good. It's just as bad as the movie, or not as bad, but just as okay. So every year they throw a Christmas party at my job, and I'm like, I gotta go get drunk, get free booze.
Well, here's the question: what kind of Christmas party?
Oh,
is it at a place, or is it just in your office and people smuggled in a bunch of booze?
Now I see what you're saying. That's a good point. So, what's kind of funny is when I was a kid, this movie came out called Die Hard. Have you seen that movie before, Drew?
I've never even heard of it before.
All right, so Drew, you got to check it out. And they'd have about 4 or 5 sequels, but you can stop at number 3.
They have 4 or 5 sequels.
Yeah, Don't go any further than 3 though. But it's about this guy that.
Wait, you didn't like Die Hard 4?
I did not like Die Hard 5. I'm actually really angry about it. But needless to say, I think you've seen Die Hard.
Yes, I have seen Die Hard.
So remember the part when he had to walk on the broken glass and he had no shoes on, nothing to do about it.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, the little Chris Farley tribute right there. So when I saw the movie, like, and it starts off with like, they're having the Christmas party up there, and I'm like, that is what I took away from that movie. I'm like, I can't wait to become an adult and go to a Christmas party at my job, because without the whole terrorism thing happening, but I would just like...
Well, in this day and age.
I was like, I really want to go to a Christmas party, and I can't wait to grow up and it be like that, cocaine flying, you're just everywhere, you're just banging like girls that you work with, and you're doing like copy
lampshade on your head.
Yeah, lampshade, copy your stuff on your butt, everything like that.
Yeah.
All that stuff. I could not wait to do that. And then this Christmas party came. I finally got a job now where I can do the Christmas parties. So like, every year I go to them. And what I forgot about Die Hard is if you listen to the dialogue in Die Hard at the party, people only fucking talk about work. Off the Christmas party. Yeah. It's like the one time everybody that works together can get together, get drunk, have some good food, sing some karaoke.
Well, because that's life.
Throw some meat. And they're just talking about work.
If you hang out with any of your work friends, it always goes back to work.
Yeah. But I try like to get off that topic, because it's like, let's talk about like, anything else besides work. Like, me and this guy that I work with, we were outside, smoking, talking about different colors of our shit, like for a good like 20 minutes. Literally talking about
solid conversation.
Yeah. And it's just like we went on and on about that. Much better than talking about work.
So when you think about it, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Why is this audience so quiet for? There we go. That laughter there. Okay. So I was kind of like, I don't know if I actually like the Christmas party things anymore. And maybe you're right, Drew. I should actually not go, but I'm not turning down free booze, man. So it's just the only problem is you got to worry about what you talk about at work on Monday. That whole like thing, but whatever. Why don't you like to go to the Christmas party anymore, Drew? Why are you so anti-social about it?
It feels like an obligation for the most part. It's very difficult to separate from work, kind of like what you said.
Yeah.
Not in the sense of everybody just talks about work. That's expected. It's more like it's almost like a networking thing where you like show up and hang out just to get credit for being there, for being like a team player.
Yeah, but there's people in my department that never go, and nothing's happening to them. I just figured because they're old, and it's like that. I realized that at some point in my 50s and 60s, I'm gonna be a crotchety old man and say, I could drink at home. I don't want to spend time with you people.
I'm already there.
Like, I'll just go. I'm not going to that. And it's like, what? I got to drive all the way there. Psh. And that's my point. The party is the party's not actually in the office anymore.
It's not fun.
It's at the Imperia. If you've ever been there, it's actually this place Imperia.
It's probably very similar to the place that my company has their Christmas party.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was actually thinking this conversation could be like, yeah, Jarrell, Christmas party are great, but you're just trying to ran the parade. That's fine.
Probably at some midline hotel.
Yeah.
Right. Just like the one of the lower end ballrooms in that.
Well, it's actually a dining hall area where I went to a wedding there last year, so it's very nice. And the sangria was free this time as opposed to last year where it's like one drink they'll pay for and you have to buy it on your own. But this year it's like you can buy your own drinks, but sangria is free. So I was like, I guess I'll drink that all night.
Or you can go to the parking lot and drink drinks out of your trunk.
Yeah, I did that too, but I don't want to broadcast that all over the interweb. But little fun fact, Drew, I never told you this, but I actually, speaking of Die Hard, I actually auditioned for a part in that movie when I was living in California.
Really?
Yeah, I lived in Moore Park back in the 80s with my parents, obviously, and I won they had the part for that movie. I was auditioned for the role of I wrote his name down because I forgot, of Theo. If you recall, Theo, one of the henchmen.
I thought you were gonna say John
McClane's kid.
Yeah.
I didn't gonna think that, but no, I auditioned for that. And
wait, the guy with the computer and the glasses?
Yeah. Like what I'm wearing right now. So I was perfect for the role. So my mom drove me out there because Hollywood is actually only 45 minutes away from where we lived at the time. I auditioned for the part. You get there and I said my own lines, everything like that. And they flat out told me, we're actually looking for someone who's not 9 years old. So, needless to say, I didn't get the part.
Fucking ageism in this country, man.
I could have had a case, but, I should have told them, actually, technically I'm actually 56 in dog years, but then that led to the second problem they had.
Or you got that weird Andy Milonakis disease.
Yeah, they're like they don't want children and they don't want puppet dogs either. So I didn't get the part, but I still remember my lines. Check this out. You gotta check this out. Oh, and the quarterback is toast. I still got it. Still got it, right, guys? Thank you. All right. Drew, obviously, let's segue right now to another thing I wanted to ask you. Christmas movies. I'm not really into like the whole Christmas movie. I go for more like the anti ones.
Most Christmas movies are kind of shitty.
Yeah. Now I'm watching.
Have you watched It's a Wonderful Life recently?
I've never seen it before.
It's essentially the banking crisis that derailed the economy.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to feel bad for them.
And angels and shit like that. Actually, I've seen that movie redone so many times I've never seen the original. I'm into stuff like I've been watching The Ref now because someone's got to keep Kevin Spacey's movie career alive.
Yeah,
so that
Kevin
movie
Spacey
actually,
sure ain't doing it.
Yeah, that movie was pretty good, and I watched Gremlins, In Bruges, Batman Returns, stuff like that. What are some of your favorite anti-Christmas movies?
Best Christmas movies are Black Christmas.
Yeah, even though not the remake though.
No, the remake too.
Okay. We were talking earlier before about how much I hate the remake to Black Christmas.
Because it's too wacky and you don't like wacky.
That's true, yeah.
But yeah, the original is the best. Silent Night, Deadly Night, and also the remake that I just watched that's just called Silent Night has the creepiest portrayal of a Santa Claus ever.
Okay.
It's a dude with one of those weird semi-see-through masks with like makeup on it. He cut the bottom part of it off and then glued a beard to it, and he wears that in the movie. It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Okay. So
and Christmas Evil. That's another one. John Waters' favorite movie.
Somehow
favorite Christmas
instead
movie.
of going for like the bad Santas or like the ice horses, I should have known you were gonna go for like horror movies right away.
Oh, they're bad Santas.
Yeah.
They're very bad Santas.
I still gotta watch that sequel, or maybe I don't.
I don't think you need to watch the original either.
I've seen it like 100 times.
A terribly overrated movie.
Okay, well, agree to disagree on that, but Billy Bob Thornton, that was his best work since Armageddon. Right, guys? Right? Okay. Laughter there. Everyone hates that movie for some reason, but I love it. I love that movie.
It's not funny. That's why everybody hates it. If I were John Ritter, I would be up in heaven right now being like, God damn, that's what I went out on?
Well, yeah, that's true. But I can't even argue with you because the podcast would go so long was debating on why Bad Santa is a good movie versus why it's
We need
not.
to have a whole episode where it's just Bad Santa versus Black Christmas 2006.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be good. We have we have a whole lawyer thing. We bring our case together. We have some evidence.
And also Gremlins versus Gremlins 2. I feel like you're a Gremlins guy.
You don't like Gremlins?
I like Gremlins 2 better.
Oh, I see what you're saying. What? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
This is going to be a whole other
other thing.
This is a good segue into our new podcast.
Yes, movies that Drew likes that everyone hates. We'll work on a better title than that, but we'll work on that. Drew, let's get into, because we want to bring the guests on, because we actually didn't go as long as I thought we did. We only did 13 minutes, so we're doing good. I want to talk.
He's timing it so he knows when to get the fuck out of here.
Yes. So me and Drew, we haven't been to a concert together in a long time, and we finally went to a concert again
almost
last
10
week.
years.
We went to see Suicidal Tendencies like 10 years ago, and now we went to see the great metal hardcore band Hatebreed as they played the Starland Ballroom.
And I was shocked at how into Hatebreed you are.
Yes, you saw me going crazy at that.
Oh
show.
my god.
Yeah, so
it was a sight to behold.
So let me tell you guys, we saw Hatebreed at the Starland Ballroom in Sayreville, New Jersey. I got these 2-for-1 tickets, so I decided to sell one to Drew because I'm a nice guy like that. And what's funny is, of course, that day it decides to snow, so I was like, this show's gonna get canceled for sure, but it didn't. So it kind of reminded me, even though I wasn't ever.
Hatebreed fans are bitches.
I know. I think when it comes to Buffalo shows or shows in Minnesota, they probably go through the same thing. Like when it snows, they just put on their leather jackets and stuff. Is that what the kids are wearing now? Leather jackets and chains. And they go to the metal shows. It doesn't matter.
They have switchblade combs and.
Yeah, the cigarettes roll up into their sleeves, everything like that. So we checked out the show, and I actually honestly have to say, I don't know what you thought, Drew, but every band there we had Code Orange.
We had Code Orange.
We had Twitching Tongues. We had Dying Fetus.
Yes.
An opening band which I can't
The
remember
Christian
the name.
metal act, believe it or not.
What was the first band's name?
That was Stagger.
Stagger, and
but their logo made it look like it was Stagger.
Yeah. Okay, that's why I couldn't get the name right. I was like,
Yeah.
who are these guys?
Yeah.
And then Hatebreed closed the show, and they were basically saying this is our celebration of our Perseverance album,
I think it was more a celebration of Satisfaction, Death of Desire.
because that one was 20 years old and Perseverance is 15 years old. So let keep that in mind, you guys. That was put on the marquee that we are celebrating those two albums, and I'll get into my problem about that in a second. So when they
Our problem.
yeah, okay, cool. So the first band. What did you think of them, Drew?
A typical Starland Ballroom opener, a local band that is not particularly any good. You kind of regret showing up early.
I think they actually just filled the quota of what a band like that should sound like.
They weren't terrible. I didn't absolutely hate it. I did duck out halfway through their set because I didn't want to hear anymore. Right.
And then a little side note, you guys. I actually was supposed to have I called and had a press pass for Dying Fetus. And let me tell you guys right now, when you photo pass, anybody's out there listening, if they tell you have a photo pass in the email, make sure you call and confirm that.
He gets in the car after telling me that he had a photo pass for Dying Fetus and says that
bragged a little bit about it, but okay.
They asked him his name, he gave them his name, and he did not get any confirmation onto whether he had that photo pass.
So luckily, since your fiance came with us, I'm like, oh, I'll give my ticket to her because I'm getting this stuff for free. You know, I'm the big bad Jarrell for Hybrid Radio. And then they were like, you're not on the list. So fortunately, there was extra tickets, so it worked out. We got in, but from now on, guys, seriously call and make sure you're on that list because you never know. You know, you might be
email.
You might be
email again.
Yeah, email again. So
be like, hey, I haven't heard from you.
You did.
Am I on this list or what's going on with that?
Right. And then I think my favorite band beside the headliner we're going to talk about is Twitching Tongues. I thought they were great. Yeah,
very up your alley.
Because they were like a melodic, like metalcore band, and that's what I like, that kind of sound.
They kind of sound like every New York hardcore band from the late '80s and early '90s that weren't really hardcore bands. Your Life of Agonies, your Typo Negatives, Carnivores.
I was about to compare to them Life of Agony, but I was afraid you're gonna jump over this table.
No, I think that's what they're going for. Okay. It's kind of like emo with metal breakdowns.
It's soothing to the ears, you know. Sometimes you could use a little break from this constant yelling for like a whole set, which the other bands would do. But I'm not the only one. I wasn't complaining because it was definitely getting the crowd going. Circle Pit was like so big at Starland, like it basically encompassed the whole dance floor. And then I actually I went to the bathroom real quick. And you could tell the bathroom was torn up too, so I know there was Circle Pit in that bathroom as well. And then
they just destroyed that bathroom with that Circle Pit.
Yeah, and I was like, this crowd is kind of friendly. You know what? I bet you, Drew, that there will be no fights tonight. I told Drew that, and Drew's like, you know what? Let's bet. And I'm like, sure, Drew. How about $50?
Yeah,
and he's like, you know what? Let's bet $1. Let's be,
It was a lot of bands that where I came from was it was a lot of bands that were of two different scenes. It was 4 bands that each have a metal following and a hardcore following. Mm-hmm. And when those scenes get together, everybody's got a big dick and got to prove something. So I thought, I didn't want to bet you because I was hoping that, or I should say I didn't want to bet you the amount you wanted to bet because I was hoping that I was wrong. But I was not wrong.
So needless to say, I bet him $1, keeping it like the Duke brothers from Trading Places. Bet $1. As soon as
gentleman's bet.
Yeah, gentleman's bet. I'm watching, and then sure enough, I walk up to Drew like maybe 10 minutes after the bet. Said, "Here's your $1."
First band, third song.
Because I thought as soon as I gave
there
you $1,
was 2 fights. At the same time. That one fight was quelled, and then there was another secondary fight where it was like the people that were fighting, I guess their friends started fighting. It was like a Sharks versus Jets type of situation.
Yeah. Hence the comb like knives and stuff like that, switchblade combs. So I thought, like, honestly, when we made that bet, you were just gonna like just punch me in the face as soon as I shook your hand and said, "Give me my money." We fought. I win. So Dying Fetus played, and they're a 3-piece like deathcore. No, I can't say that word. You're mad.
They're technically not deathcore, although they should be because they are a death metal band that has hardcore influences.
Right.
And that's what I found so interesting about this show. I was thinking about it, and even though none of the bands really sounded alike, they all have the same influences.
Yeah.
They're all into like the same bands, and they just took it different ways.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't like them. Basically, to say I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. They were
too jarring.
They were everything that I get bored with in that sound. And obviously, you guys will hear some clips from that.
Blast beats and breakdowns, baby. Yes. That's all you need.
Constantly, and that's my not my Achilles heel, but that's what triggers me. That's why I'm sick of hearing that from bands like just going to the status quo sound and formula of that sound.
To be fair, they have been around for like 25 years. So
so you're gonna say they invented breakdowns? Like before breakdowns, there's basically like Dodge Pintos was the only thing that broke down back then, and then it was them.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Obviously, I'm just bitter because they said I was on their photo pass list, and I was not.
Yeah,
so
I know.
I'm kind of mad at Donnie King about
that. You're really petty.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Now let's get to the headliner, Hatebreed, which
you skipped over one though.
All right, let's talk about Code Orange.
What was the problem with Code Orange?
They didn't do anything for me.
Nothing.
Even
more than
I don't even like their name. Honestly.
You dislike them more than Dying Fetus.
No, I didn't dislike them. They just. I have I have an emotion for one band. The other band, I'm just indifferent, like you said. So
you didn't like their mix of beatdown hardcore and power pop and harsh noise.
No, was that the ambient kind of sound they were doing?
Yeah.
Maybe that was what was not doing it for me.
Not even the power pop songs.
What did you think of them then? Instead of putting it all on me.
I think that they are a very interesting band. I've been paying attention to them for 6-7 years now, and each time I see them, they have new elements and they're constantly evolving. And
okay,
I don't know. I like 90s era beatdown hardcore, so I'm into them. And then like the harsh noise and power pop elements are pretty interesting.
Well, it's pretty safe to say that what I gotta do is I gotta start. Listening to opening my mind more. So it's my fault. Yeah,
you do.
It's my fault.
You are very close-minded.
Can we get to Hatebreed now?
We're going to get to Hatebreed.
Okay. So Hatebreed is what we were starting to see, the Connecticut band.
New Haven,
Connecticut. And they, they've been around for a long time. Perseverance is one of my favorite, hardcore punk metal albums out there. Was tearing stuff up when I was working at Sam Goody when we were closed. So we could not get any work done because it's time to clean up. Put that record on. You're not cleaning anything up. I'll tell you that right now. And
you're making a mess.
Yeah,
just like that bathroom.
Yeah. And when a band says that they are celebrating an album, you are required by law, by me, to play every goddamn song on that
Pit
album.
Police.
You have to play every song, and then you can play your new album later in your encore. But that was my issue because what the band did was they mixed up Satisfaction album, and that album's maybe 15 minutes long, and so they were like, we played the whole album, and when they finished playing, I'm like, oh really? I guess
they played a 23-minute album.
We actually played it twice. And then they said they're playing Perseverance, and they play snippets from the album.
Well, I went into it thinking that they were going to play half the album. They played a total of 3 songs. Yeah,
that was harsh, man.
Which fine, but don't say you're going to celebrate the album.
Yeah,
and have it be the 15th anniversary tour of this album.
Yeah, like I told you after the show, we should have definitely went to that 10-year anniversary thing of that. I dropped the ball on that. But I
will say this: I thought the set was perfect because
Why so?
I am old as shit. I don't have time for long sets. Uh-huh. They played my favorite album in its entirety. They played the 3 best songs off of Perseverance. And then they played 2 other songs that I kind of like. Then they played that one song that I fucking hate, and I was able to go to the lobby and go get money from the ATM so I could buy Twitching Tongues records when there was nobody out there.
Yeah.
And it was perfect. It was like, I don't know, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
I came back from the ATM, and they were just about to play the Perseverance songs, and Jamie Josta goes, we don't
Finally,
do...
Drew is back.
We don't
now
do,
we play songs. We were all sitting there quietly waiting for you, too.
Yeah. Everybody was looking at me. There was like a record that scratched. I came back, and I hear him go, we don't do encores.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Jesus, thank God.
What do you think?
I fucking hate encores. I cannot stand encores. Just make your set 10 minutes longer.
I totally agree with that, but
I'm not going to scream for you to come back out because you're going to come back out.
Drew,
you have 3 more songs to play. Just play them.
You don't like the whole, we'll be back in a few
minutes.
It's
so fake. It's so self-indulgent.
Yeah, I want to be like a person that doesn't actually say anything. Like, they just leave and it's like, okay, and everyone's like, walking, oh, wait, where are you going? Come back. Like, well, why'd you get off the stage then?
That's the only good thing is about encores is because there's always, easily, a quarter of the people that just leave. They're like, great show. And they go. I was like, oh, I got a little more room in here.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Like, the whole encore thing, is so, staged now. That but I thought it was really ballsy that they flat out said we don't do encores.
I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was great.
I loved it.
So overall, Drew was saying that the show...
They played everything I wanted to hear and nothing that I didn't want. Well, that one song, but just one song. Yeah. No, and I was thinking about that.
That was fun when they sang that song.
I remember telling you that I hate I Will Be Heard.
Yeah, until you saw me going nuts on that.
I don't think it's that I hate that song. I think I've heard it too many times. It's like Smells Like Teen Spirit of the aughts.
Okay.
I've heard it hundreds of, if not thousands of times at this point.
Yeah, and
hearing it live is a different story.
In every mall, you always hear that song playing. In the food court. So overall, good show. You think? I thought
it was a great show.
I'm gonna say definitely a great show, and surprisingly, I'm can't wait for them to come back around. They said they must have heard us because they're actually gonna be playing again.
I heard that, yeah.
With I think Candaria and someone else. And
Killswitch Engage. I think.
Yeah. Maybe I'll try to go to that. We'll see, but. Awesome show, you guys. Check out Hatebreed when they come to your town, and
also check out Twitching Tongues and Dying Fetus and Code Orange.
Make sure you're on the press pass list for Dying Fetus because they will fuck you over if not.
Yeah, make sure to get your emails in.
Yeah, very true
about your press pass, your non-existent press pass.
Yes, very true. All right, so we're making good time here. You guys ready to bring out the guests tonight? I appreciate you guys' patience. Let me flip over to that part of the show.
Motherfucker with these notebooks.
I just see I take notes. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. We're gonna bring a guest right now. First of all, on my right, we're gonna bring out your girlfriend, your fiancée as well.
That's your other right.
Yeah, my other right. Not your girlfriend. Your fiancée. We'll bring your girlfriend on another time. But we'll bring out.
Yeah, my girlfriend's at a different zip code.
Area code, right? But zip codes work too. We're gonna bring out Kristen, ladies and gentlemen. Kristen, this is Drew's fiance. Give it up for her. And you were actually at the show as well, so we'll talk a little about that with you before we get to the game. But ladies and gentlemen, give it up. We're gonna bring out the main guest of tonight, as I introduced you earlier.
Guest. You were really just hating on this side of the table.
Yeah, I like my right side. You should have sat over there, Drew. But let's give it up, everybody, for the members of the Decomposition Podcast, the wonderful and great Brad and Katie. All right, you guys might have to get close to that mic so they can hear your voice. I'm sure you don't mind getting that close because you are a married couple.
Just pretend like you're in the E Street Band and you're playing guitar.
Yeah. No, I'm going full Nils Lofgren here.
All right, there we go. We can hear you better now. How you doing? I appreciate you coming tonight.
Doing well. It's good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
And I appreciate your patience and waiting to come on the show as we were trying to entertain you the best I can. But as you can see, having great podcasters as yourself, I was nervous when we started out. I'm not usually like that. But now I'm comfortable. I'm in my own skin. The PBR that we have tonight is flowing pretty well.
I was going to say, you're drinking heavily, so.
Just PBR.
I was thoroughly entertained by your conversation about the concert you went to, and also I'd like to say that I've never heard of any of those bands.
I had so many thoughts about so many of the things you were talking about.
Okay.
And I'm trying not to just blurt out all of the things. One, I want to say, I never really thought that deeply about the encore before, but you're exactly right. And it amazes me that people are still, like, fooled by that. Oh, well, I guess they're done for the night, even though they didn't play my 3 favorite songs.
But nobody is fooled. That's
no
the
one's
thing.
fooled anymore,
The lights stay off. Everyone just stands still and waits for them to come back.
I disagree because
That's why they're such a lovely couple.
We went to see Huey Lewis and the News at the NJ Pack a couple years ago.
So hardcore, man, compared to what we went to.
First of all, I gotta say, those Huey Lewis fans are insane.
3 fights at that
He's
show.
like G.G. Allen, right? He got really weird in his old age.
Basically, people in their walkers just smashing each other over the heads is like, oh my god, he's playing hip to be square. Let's
Being on the American Psycho soundtrack really fucked him up.
That's really what brought. But they had not played "The Power of Love" single-handedly, like their biggest hit song of all
Great
time.
Scott, man.
And why is it so heavy? Is there super gravity in the future? No. They had not played "The Power of Love," and they said, "Thank you very much, good night," and walked off stage. And people just like kind of nonchalantly got up and left the theater. And we're like, wait, what? Like, you don't see a Huey Lewis show without seeing "The Power of Love." Now, granted, it was like 2 hours of recognizable hit after recognizable hit after recognizable hit, but
You're blowing my mind. He has that many hits?
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I promise you that if you threw on like his greatest hits album, you would say, "Oh, I know this. Oh, I know this. Oh, I know this song." It's
That
like
was him?
Cars.
That happened to me with like the Cars and also Billy Joel. That happens to me all the time to this day. But
Don't talk to Brad about Billy
don't
Joel.
talk
He'll
to
get
me.
Okay.
upset.
I will.
Because you forgot that Billy Joel did anything after like 1990.
yeah, very true. But then anything like when I was younger, like I hear this song, I didn't really research it, and then when we get older and someone puts on that like 3-disc, Billy Joel thing that I'm definitely getting you for Christmas now, Brad.
I hate you. Yes. That is the worst gift I will have ever received. But it's the same thing with like Foreigner. Like there are so many Foreigner songs that they're like, that's them.
Yeah,
That's also
okay.
them. It's like I'm familiar. I know that there is a band called Foreigner.
Yeah, and haven't they had like 5 singers or something like that? So like you don't even know it's them because this is Foreigner. It's like some
same
other
thing with
guy.
Chicago. Like
So
Chicago is also.
So as you guys can hear out there, Brad and Katie are really good deep music fans, and basically what their podcast is, the Decomposition Podcast, is they hyperanalyze all your favorite terrible songs, which apparently when you really think about it, it's like, wow, I didn't realize this song was as bad as I thought it was until these two professionals get in the thing.
Oh, I love shit talking things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to hear this podcast.
Like my biggest talent.
And I actually want to know this, since I was on actually your show this earlier this year. I did 2 shows,
right?
And I'm going to tell you guys about how I discovered them in a second. But I want to know, how did you guys come up with the concept of the show and execution, all that?
It was really Brad's brainchild.
Okay.
So you go ahead and explain how you came up with it.
Basically, like, this is just. Oh man, how did this happen? We heard Tal Bachman on the radio.
Yeah. So
She's So High. If you remember
we always
that.
go on road
okay.
trips.
I thought you were talking about Katie's So High.
Absolutely not.
Fucking snitch.
No, seriously, definitely not. I'm very prudish on this side of the table.
Okay.
So we would go on long road trips because the Whitleys live, Brad's parents and siblings all live down south, and we'll always drive to go see them. And just like sitting in the car, we would start to talk about the awful songs that either came on the radio or were on
just like through our Pandora station, because I love a lot of terrible songs.
Okay.
But like over the years, I've come to realize that they are terrible songs. I still love them, but they.
One might say a guilty pleasure.
Right.
If I felt guilty, yes, but I don't, and so.
But the inspiration was Tal Bachman, She's So High, Cleopatra, Joan of Arc, or Aphrodite.
And then he sings like, "Why should I even bet?" It's really
So bad.
So it was a matter of you guys having these conversations and then going, people need to hear this.
Well,
this is hilarious.
And of course, like sitting around on a Saturday night with like somebody's online radio station playing in the background, and then you just get into these conversations about, oh, I love this song. Oh, this song is terrible. Like, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship from the movie Mannequin comes on, and our friend will sit there and say like, oh, I love this song. I love this movie. And we'll be like, Are you listening? Are you hearing what I'm hearing? Because this is why I hate this.
Nostalgia is a powerful drug.
It sure is. Oh, it absolutely is.
And so basically we realized like the combination of Brad being like very judgmental and
Very
hypercritical.
opinionated and correct. I want to throw that.
Right.
Brad just basically being a hater.
Yeah.
And then I am an English teacher, so I have like a literary background, and the combination of the two of us just opened the door to analyzing songs in a way that's been a lot. I mean, it's been a lot of fun.
Sure, absolutely. I want to throw another song out there. Katie really enjoys the song "You and I" by Lady Gaga. Fine song. It's catchy. She's got a good singing voice, but it always rubs her the wrong way. That grammatically it's incorrect, and it should be "you and me."
Okay.
And so, like, those are the type of things that get under our skin and allow us to go.
Do you
on.
guys let that kind of slide, Katie? Like if it doesn't work syllable wise or the rhyme scheme doesn't work, do you let it slide?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I like to say try harder. Like my catchphrase is probably try harder. I mean, these people are making tons of money, more money than we will ever make in our whole lives criticizing them. So I really feel like they could put a little bit more effort into it.
Yeah, we just did an episode on "Do They Know It's Christmas," the Band-Aid song for the famine in Ethiopia.
Oh God, I hate that song.
Well,
I hate that song. I hate the concept behind it. I hate
hate
Bob
Africa.
Geldof.
Not many people
I'm
like
a big
Bob
fan of
Geldof,
Africa,
as it turns out. But like, part of it was they just kind of like hammered this song out in no time in order to, for a noble cause. They're trying to generate money to fight the famine in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
But the entire time they're using the word Africa as though Africa is a country, and it's because, according to, I can't remember if it's Bob Geldof or Midge Ure, who was the other
I'm sure it was Bob
songwriter.
Geldof. That guy's an asshole.
And so therefore he wrote poorly. No. He says that like we couldn't find a way to use Ethiopia in song, and Katie's response to that is like, you need to try harder. Maybe you could have waited till 1985 to release that song and just written better.
Catchphrase.
He knows
yes.
thesauruses are a thing, right?
Right,
Not back then, I guess.
How is the excuse that you couldn't make a 4-syllable word fit rhythmically instead of is it 5 syllables?
That's twice you've done that.
Darn it! Yes, you're correct. A 5-syllable
I'm
word.
right there to tell you you're wrong, baby.
He is. That's good support. Well,
Yeah.
he doesn't want me to look like a fool, so he gives me that correction. You're right. That is the second time I've done that.
That is the second time.
Okay.
Yep.
So then after you guys honed that, you guys were like constantly like picking apart songs where you're like, we got to put this on the airwaves. How did that go?
I think like it was just a matter of us listening to so many podcasts and really enjoying it. This was like right when we started getting into listening to podcasts, and it just kind of like fell out of my mouth one day. It's like, we should just do a podcast where we sit here and criticize terrible songs that we love. And so it started with us sitting around drinking at a friend's house and creating like a note on my phone that had about 75 songs on it that we wanted to go through. And some of those songs, as it turned out, were not worth deconstructing.
Okay. Either like the not enough lyrics or it's too short.
Yeah, there's so many songs that were just not as bad as I thought they were going to be. Like the example I go to all the time is "Take That's Back for Good," which it's a lame song, but it's
You
not
know it.
bad. Whatever I said, whatever I did, I
Oh,
didn't
Jesus.
mean it. I just want. That's where Robbie Williams.
Robin
got
Williams.
his stuff.
Yeah,
That's right.
Famous Robin Williams. Yeah.
But we're listening to this song, and it's lame, but it's not bad. Like lyrically, the content isn't subpar. So we have to kind of pick and choose and do our research and figure out what songs are worth talking about and which.
So
songs...
if you can't articulate what about it is bad,
I mean, let's be honest. Nobody wants to sit around and listen to 30 minutes of us going, "This song sucks." Yeah, this song sucks. Yep.
That's
It
what
sure
makes,
does.
That's what makes the podcast amazing too. Because after you figure that out, you're like, you know what? What they do is they take the lyrics and they just dissect each like line, read it to each other, right? I'm getting it right, and then you just basically tell everyone what you think of each line.
Yeah.
So that was the next part, your concept of.
Well,
the
with
thing?
yours, it was particularly easy. Well, with one of yours, with Eddie Murphy, it was particularly easy because there's only about 8 lines in that
I think
song.
it was 9
Yeah.
lines,
Yeah.
wasn't it? 9.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And so we spent a lot of time like on tangents with that one, which is also fun. I mean, if it's fun content, I'll just leave it in there. I'm not terribly picky. But yeah, like, we'll pick apart verses. There are other songs. Like, we did Crazy Town's Butterfly recently.
That's a contemporary classic.
It puts the ass in classic. Yeah, it sure does. And there's so many words to that song, and not a single one of them are good. You know? And so that took forever to get through.
It was the longest song.
Yeah.
I mean, how long is the episode? Like,
It's
an hour and 15 minutes
Yeah.
or
Jesus.
something?
Yeah.
And I feel like you didn't even scratch the surface of that one
No,
with an hour
I'm
and
sure
10
we could
minutes.
have
We
gone
could
on.
have done a mini series.
Maybe we should try to figure out a way to do Butterfly Part 2.
Yeah.
Serial Crazy Town.
Boy. Yeah, seriously.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So like, actually, I was on. You guys only been doing this for like a year, right?
Yeah, we're coming up on a year. I think we just recorded episode 43 or 44, I want to say. So
Yeah, it'll be a year, I think, the
February?
third week in February.
Yeah.
That's what's so amazing about these guys. I'm gonna get to it in a second. So my first time hearing you guys is when my current previous co-host left the show. I went online. Like, I guess it was about like July, something like that, and I was like looking for like other podcasters in Jersey, stuff like that.
You'd reached out to us, because
And I came across the lady from New Jersey 101.5. She did like a show, like I guess an article, and she's like, here are some of the great podcasts like I listen to in Jersey. And then under there was a comment from you saying, listen to our podcast, She didn't mention your podcast, but I saw your thing. So
Shame on her.
all the stuff she mentioned, I'm like, forget all that. Let me go to this like comment right here.
Well, here's the thing.
And the first one I listened to was the Uncle Cracker one.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, wow, I never knew that song was about that. Like, the Follow Me song, I thought it was a nice love song about, hey, I like you, you're my girl, like, follow me out, everything will be all right, I'll tuck you in, stuff like that. And it turns out he's the adulteress and all this stuff like that. I'm like, wow, I gotta listen to these guys more often, because there's songs out there that you had no idea what it was about. That's what I like about your shows. Like, like you guys talking about the Africa song. Not only did I know that I wrote it that fast, like whenever I'm at the mall nowadays.
Africa song.
The Africa song. The Band-Aid Africa song.
We didn't do one on Toto's Africa.
Yeah.
I just want to make that
Yeah.
perfectly clear.
Got to make sure I mention that.
Because that's not a bad song.
That's the world's perfect
If
song.
you want to say hold the line and get on that shit, then
That's
maybe.
my favorite Toto song.
I do like
is
that
not-
song too. I can't deny. Now that's the problem with the show, because sometimes there's a song you love. Like, I kind of like that. Now Drew's gonna get mad at me when I say this.
No,
I
please
kind
say
of,
it.
Can't wait to hear what you're gonna say.
like
This is about Fergie, isn't it?
I kind of like the Korn song that they talk about, "Got the
I
Life."
hate that song so
Oh,
much.
But-
that is a fantastic song.
Because like you're
Hard disagree.
like
Well, I mean,
Not because you like it.
exactly. It is a fantastically awful song. Did you actually, when you were doing your research for the podcast on that song, did you do it with a music video by any
Oh yeah,
chance?
we went into the music.
Oh,
That's
the
what they do
music
always do.
video
Yeah,
is
yeah.
fantastic.
Like when we did the New Radicals with you, Jarrell.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we
Jesus.
discussed the video for that, and like the mall riot that
Mall-
this dumbass starts.
yeah.
For
I
no-
love that New Radical song, though. I like it.
So
I
that's-
don't care that it's bad.
So I've noticed you've done that sometime, Katie. Like at the end of the
Hard disagree.
yeah. At the end of the day, when you sometime finish a show, you still come out of a song still liking it.
Yes.
Regardless, you don't let the
Sure.
podcast change you.
Yeah.
That's my problem. Like when I listen to a show they do, and I like the song, I'm like, maybe the song's not that good.
Yeah.
So now I feel weird when I listen to that Korn song.
See, but that's the beautiful thing. Is like a song doesn't have to. I'm gonna say something dumb here. A
song doesn't
does
have to be good.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
The
still
music
gonna-
is a primal thing, and it hits you, and
Yeah.
whether it's good or technically,
have-
objectively good or not, it's good to you.
Exactly. We are coming up on some episodes. We've got some hair metal in the future, some like lame ass Air Supply. We've got we did Alice Cooper's Only
What
My
hair
Heart
metal
Talk.
are you doing?
Drew's a big hair metal fan.
There are so many that we could do. I'm such a huge hair metal fan too. I really want to do Nelson After the Rain.
Oh my God!
Because I love that album. I used to have that poster. That's correct.
The one that comes alive in the music video, and like the kid goes into
with the Native American handing the feather.
Yes.
To that runner. Yeah, that's the.
Is that even okay? Is it even okay?
They said Native American. It's okay.
I guess it depends on the context.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I don't know whether it's offensive or not.
Oh
Alice
boy,
Cooper's "Only My Heart Talking," which is like an '80s hair metal power ballad song that he did with Steven Tyler in the background. It's god awful. I love that song. Meatloaf and Jim Steinman, "Rock and Roll Dreams Come Through." That song is 100% garbage, and I love it.
So sometimes you guys are listening out there. They talk about songs that suck, but they like.
Yeah,
so
like you still like "Party All the Time," right?
it's not a bad song though. It's a
I think
song.
he's legally obliged to like that song based on his
my ethnicity. I have to like Eddie Murphy things
told me that
prior
you
to
were, like,
1990.
You were like a huge Eddie Murphy fan, like growing up, if I recall.
Well, it was required.
Yeah.
It's by law.
It's
like
in the
who
handbook,
did it?
right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then in the 90s, Charlie Murphy showed up, and it was like, all right, we
late-
can give Eddie a break.
The
Yeah.
late, great
Great.
Charlie Murphy.
Well, actually, it's just someone had to say it with Eddie Murphy. Like he would do The Distinguished Gentleman. He did Haunted Mansion, and no one wanted to come out and say it. Like, wait a minute, this guy is not talented anymore.
Maybe
and then
we should
everyone's like,
produce
what? What are you
Norbit.
talking about?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm serious. Like this guy sucks now.
I think it's not even that he's not talented. I think he just stopped giving a shit.
Yeah, someone's got to come out and say it. And then once the cover was blown with him, he just said, well, now that everyone knows, I'm gonna just keep riding this bullshit to the sunset.
Didn't he
Listen,
actively-
have somebody drive a truck full of money up to your house and see
Yeah,
how
you got
quickly you stop giving a shit.
I've always asked myself that question
Didn't
too.
he
Yeah.
actively try to be more like kid friendly? Wasn't that it was like a conscious decision. He
Or
made.
at least that's the story he's telling, is that
Right.
he wanted to do things that were like kid friendly that his kids could watch.
Once you-
but
once
there's
you-
better kid friendly stuff.
Once
out
you throw
there.
Pluto Nash out into the world, you have to come up with an excuse.
I got
for
the
it.
impression that it was just those were the people willing to pay him at that point.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I think actually, honestly,
Demographic,
there's
yeah.
people like Jack Black that do both things, kid stuff and that. So I don't know why.
Robert
he can't do
Rodriguez is a good example where
Yeah,
he did
him
like
too.
8
Spy
kids
Kids,
films.
yeah.
And then he did Grindhouse.
both. Yeah. Do that shit. I don't know.
Well, no, that's not true. I loved Planet Terror. I did not care for Death Proof.
Here's
Yeah,
the
me
problem.
neither.
Did you see
Yeah.
Grindhouse in the theater?
Yes.
That's your problem. Watch Death Proof on its own, and you'll appreciate it.
think
It's like,
so?
remove. I didn't like it either at first.
Do you still get the trailers?
No. Well, yeah. Grindhouse is its own entity with the trailers and both movies
Sure.
together in an edited form, and then they have the unedited movies on their own. If you watch the uncut version of Death Proof, get the idea that this is like a Grindhouse movie out of your head. It's a really enjoyable Quentin Tarantino movie.
I'd watch it for sure.
He
I don't
he
know
didn't because Robert Rodriguez went balls in on
Planet
Grindhouse. He was just like fucking zombies.
Let's not deconstruct that.
What about the rest?
I think I combined a couple of phrases, but still, he just went.
Balls in, man.
That's my new
Chris
catch.
is looking
That's my
at
new
him like, what
That's my new
the fuck?
catchphrase.
Make stickers. Make stickers.
What about like he went like
It was balls. He was
throttle.
balls deep
I was
in
trying
Grindhouse, and he went all in on Grindhouse movies.
Katie
Okay.
was
That-
trying to undirty that, and it just did
I
not
tried
work
really
out.
hard.
But he did a Grindhouse movie where Quentin Tarantino was clearly incapable of doing a Grindhouse movie, even though that's kind of what he's been doing his whole career.
Right.
He did a Quentin Tarantino movie.
I don't know, because that movie, Quentin Tarantino was really big on like dialogue, and that movie was just
Chock full of
so
dialogue,
much
and the dialogue
talking
is
about
fantastic.
nothing. But I don't know some of his other stuff. But we'll argue about that later. Again, I felt
Do you want to decompose movies as well?
You always pulls me in that we're about. I'm like, nope. We got to stay on top of you guys because I can hear all the sighs coming from all our dozens and dozens and dozens of fans. Let's get back to you guys. So, Katie and Brad here. Now, I really am seeing that the podcast is really going really well, and you've only been doing it for a short period of time.
No, we lie about that.
Oh, you've been doing it for like 16 years?
We've been doing it for a short amount of time. You got that correctly. Going really well. We have tenths of thousands of listeners.
Wait.
Tenths.
Okay.
I think we're doing all
No,
right.
Yeah.
we're doing. I gotta say, we're doing pretty well. We've had a good amount of people like reach out to us.
You get emails constantly, so
We
that's
do get
doing good.
emails,
You're getting feedback.
Mostly other independent podcasters
Yeah.
that we've really kind of become friendly with over the past couple of months.
Yeah,
And that's
cultivated some good, like,
yeah,
creative
exactly. Like,
relationships.
there's a nice community of independent podcasters out there, and that's been great. You know, it's hard to keep up with all of them. I'm gonna say, like, you want to support every single one.
It's too many podcasts.
There's so many. I was reading a joke article the other day that says more people create podcasts than listen to them, and that's funny to me.
And it's probably true.
Yeah, it could be. Could very well be true.
But a lot of people listen to yours, and you were actually honored enough to be a guest on our show, so you definitely are doing pretty well.
Yeah, well,
honored enough.
You're Eddie Murphy is one of our top 10 most downloaded.
Nice.
So that's pretty.
So that transcends into more listeners here.
People like to party all the time.
Yeah,
people do.
I've
enjoy
actually,
partying all the
I've
time.
actually brought you guys here for another reason besides play the game.
Yeah.
I wanted you guys to give some advice on other people out there on the best way to keep their podcast going, and I wrote down
because we desperately need it.
Yeah. So I wrote down 3 things that I think make your podcast work, and you guys can add to it.
Oh,
so
okay.
After your you guys out there, after you've got your sound down, you got your codes, whether you want to have one or not, you got your topic, and you do it, and you know what you're going to do. These are my 3 things I think that you should do to make a podcast work. So you let me know if you agree. So number 1, I think, is consistency. Now, what I see what you guys do every Monday, it does not fail. I type into your website, and you have a new show up every time. So it's just like, is that, you think, one of the success to having a good podcast?
That
just
is
constantly.
Yeah,
having a
that's
show?
something that I read ages ago, like well before we ever started one, was like consistency is key. And I think that is absolutely the case. Like, if people know that you're putting out an episode every week, or you said you guys release every month, if people know that they can look forward to that every month, as opposed to having to sit there and say, oh, you know what, I haven't listened to in a while, I wonder if they have a new episode.
Right.
You know, so.
Because people like routine. So our episodes come out not just on the same day of the week, but at the same time every week. And we know that we have listeners who always listen on the way to work, or always listen on the way home from work, or always listen at the gym that day. And so they know that they can expect, to have a new product out.
And you pick a
every
good
Monday
day, too,
morning.
because that definitely brightens, because fucking Monday morning when I go to work, I'm just like, oh my God.
Monday morning podcasts are the best.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm
that was just kind
half
of
asleep,
arbitrarily
driving
chosen,
to work.
too. That was just luck.
Yeah.
That wasn't strategic.
Okay.
No.
So it's you and Bill Burr have it right, man. So the second thing, after you guys got that down, I think, is what we've been talking about mostly, is networking. And I'm just saying that basically is, you meet other podcasters on your kind of level. You don't try to contact Chris Hardwick and say hey, promote my podcast on your show, because it won't happen.
You would have to take him hostage,
Yeah.
and that's a lot of work. You have to go to the hardware store, get knives, stuck.
He has a very rich wife.
Yeah.
Who can probably just I'm lost my entire train of thought.
Well, she could pay us a big ransom.
She could
so
pay us a
maybe
big
we
ransom.
should kidnap him. Not
But she has
seriously.
resources that we do not. So therefore, I think that the kidnapping would be useless.
Yeah, it would not work out
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you talk to other podcasts like what we did now,
Yeah.
is just on your level. Do you think that works out? I'll promote your show, you promote my show, blah blah.
I think absolutely, because you know what, if you start connecting with people, and that's where social media is great for all of this, because if you start connecting with other people, every once in a while you break someone down, and they're like, all right, you know what, I'm going to give this a listen to, and who knows, they might just absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So
And
that's
it
the
makes
second
it more
thing.
fun
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if it's along a similar topic. Like, you guys talk about music and we talk about music. And so great that it works to have that connection there.
So you think it's better to connect with just mostly podcasts that do the same thing, or should it be I do
connect
something,
with
you do
everyone.
something? Okay.
Connect with everyone. Like, the ones that do a similar thing is great, and it's useful. They're more likely to talk about it on their show, which gets the word out. But I mean, we've become friendly with several different true crime podcasts, which there are about a jillion of out there right now.
But
Right.
they have a lot of listeners.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's nice that they'll promote
Yeah.
us or talk about us or even retweet our stuff.
Yeah.
It's a good connection to have.
Sure, absolutely.
Absolutely. And then finally, my third thing is promotions, and that goes also into what you guys were saying, not just social media, but also just other ways you can think of promoting advertising, whether it be merchandising, or just flat out
Well,
we
don't have any merchandise for sale. I know a lot of podcasts that do that, and I have no idea whether or not it's actually feasible.
Profitable.
Yeah, because we're not the type of podcast that has like catchphrases that you can throw onto.
Well, Katie does.
Sticker.
Get a shirt with her face on it saying like, try harder.
Little cartoon of me.
Like,
somebody
like a little sassy,
yeah,
like,
try harder
head
is
tilt.
a funny one. Somebody reached out to us and said like, you guys just said something that should be put on a t-shirt, and the phrase was like, our dog's beehole is on full display at all times. And I'm like, all right, well,
I don't really want to put that on a t-shirt.
I would wear that T-shirt.
Our dog is incredibly cute, so if it was him on the t-shirt with that phrase,
but if it was
you'd
just
love
his
it.
beehole, maybe
That's not
yeah.
as cute.
Well, you don't know. Who knows, You never know till you try.
But one of the other ways we promote is that Brad put together like a promo. It's what is it, less than a minute long?
Yeah.
And you sent it to a bunch of other podcasters, and they sent us theirs. And at the end of our episodes, we play their promos. And at the end of their episodes, they play ours.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Like, you network with a thing that a site that just advertises different podcasts like every month. What is that one called?
No, we don't network with a site that does that. We do all that stuff independently, and a lot of that is through like reaching out through social media. Like every once in a while, I'll ask people like, "Hey, if you have a promo, we would love to put it on the end of our show, or do you want to do a promo swap or something like that?" And there's a lot of podcasters who do that similar type thing. I think that's kind of become more and more standard in the industry. Yeah, like you'll hear that on some of the bigger ones also. Yeah. Anybody who's affiliated with like the Nerdist Network or with Earwolf or something like that, a lot of them will start cross promoting theirs on other podcasts.
Yeah.
And so I think that's extremely helpful, especially we're talking about an industry where people aren't typically getting paid to do it.
Right.
So
just doing
like
it for fun, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing it for fun, but we want people to hear it and listen. You know, like so I'm not necessarily looking for it to make us money, but I am hoping to see those numbers grow.
Right.
So
we just want as many people as possible to enjoy it.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, did I miss anything? Any other advice you want to say that would make a podcast do better?
Oh man, I wish I had the answers to that.
Okay.
I mean, that's not.
Sorry, I ambushed you on that, but I was like, I got it for him. I got 3 things right there, so I'll kind of get the ball rolling. But if that's everything, then in a matter of time, we should be just as big as you guys.
No, the other thing that makes it successful is it's got to be something you enjoy talking about.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people post online things like, "Guys, I want to start a podcast. What do you think would be an interesting topic?"
Wait, I just thought of something that's really important. It has to have a focus.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, we've listened to a lot of independent podcasts, and the ones that are the most successful, the most interesting to listen to, have a clear focus.
Okay.
And it's not that they can't be tangential at times, because we go on tangents too, but there's always something to come back to, like grounding it and rooting it in a topic.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people think like, I'm going to have a podcast and it's just going to be me talking about I'm not really sure what. And
I'm funny. I can just babble for 25 minutes.
Yeah, somehow, like I mentioned earlier, Bill Burr, those comedians that do podcasts nowadays, somehow they can do it. But like us regular non-comedians, it doesn't work.
Exactly.
So I don't know
I'm
why.
not a stand-up.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, because they just talk all the time. So it's just like
You're
just
listening
do that.
to a comedy album, basically. Yeah.
Now, Drew, you actually said the opposite. You like tangent podcasts. Like, what do you think about what Katie said?
Depends on the topic.
Like
I think it needs a basis.
Someone with ADD in a room by themselves,
but if each
just
week
like
it's
just
a different,
pointing at things and talking about it.
Each week it's a different topic, and there's something like Katie was saying to ground it, to like focus it.
Or the time that I like where people go off on tangents is like interview podcasts. I think like Mark Maron is really good at that. The Jamie Josta podcast I actually enjoy more than I thought it was, because like I was familiar with his work at Headbangers Ball, and it was just like, so you got a new album coming out and blah. And his podcasts now are just, oh, I'm gonna sit down with somebody from metal or hard rock or whatever, and we're just gonna have a chat. And it's like, I'm gonna bring things up that are on my mind. I got a couple of questions, but we're just gonna kind of wing it.
Yeah.
And those are always fun because it kind of has a structure almost, because you have somebody with a personality bringing out somebody else's personality.
Kind of like listening to Getting Doug with High. I don't know if that guy still does that. That comedian that just gets high.
Doug
and
enjoys movies.
Talking
like
and talking.
Now,
yeah.
But I would argue that the interview is the focus.
Right.
Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Like, I love those podcasts as well. Like, I love Pete Holmes, You Made It Weird. And really, he just sits down and talks to people for like 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. But he has a focus in that he knows that he wants to talk about the person's life. He knows some things about them. And then they allow the conversation
Yeah, where
to
it's a
go
very loose
wherever
outline. It's not very
it
structured.
will.
Yeah.
But if you take someone with like ADD and just like put him like a room with a bunch of objects and give him a microphone, it probably won't be that good.
Say something funny now. Like,
Right.
Oh, look at the lights, and then they just talk about that. Oh, look at that. All right, so finally, my question: that now that you have all this going and it's going pretty well, little political discussion right now. Are you guys worried at all about the net neutrality thing ending?
I don't think it's going to get past Congress.
Okay, I've kind of been thinking that too, and then thinking also to myself, I can't really worry about it until I see what happens.
Yeah.
But then I thought, should we worry about it and then be proactive? But I see you're saying.
Well, I mean, definitely, I think you should buy stock in the pitchfork industry and the torch industry. But
Get your tiki torches now before they're all sold out.
not this is like the whole thing with tiki torches. They got
they got a problem.
Tiki torches
Bit of
at
a
the very
stain
least
on
have
them
the
right now.
decency to say like we don't support white supremacists. So like, listen.
I don't know. I feel like if you get your tiki torch, you got your Papa John's pizza. It's
I
just
feel like
Keurig.
I couldn't even put a tiki torch like in my yard anymore.
Yeah.
it's just it's been
Listen,
tarnished.
But now is the time to start up your own like torch business.
Yes.
Now is the time.
A
'cause
very
people are looking-
specific anti-Nazi torch
Yeah,
business.
exactly. So maybe that's the way to go. But I was reading an article yesterday, day before, something like that, that was saying that like 83% of Americans do not support what's going on with net neutrality right now.
Exactly.
So it would just be foolish for lawmakers to disregard that.
I'm questioning what's the other 17% say? What's the internet?
Honestly, seriously, the other 17%
Don't have internet, I guess.
What's the internet? What is
they're
that?
probably just like whatever. Sure, whatever. I don't care. Like.
That sounds weird.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
You're talking about old people that don't use the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
So,
Or
Gotcha.
people who have enough resources where it's not going to affect them at
Yeah,
all
that's
anyway.
true.
Okay.
Sure.
So you think it's not going to pass Congress, and so
no, I don't, because I'm.
But I think it's worth worrying about because if it
Okay.
does, it's
right.
not
Yeah.
great.
I
Call
think-
your
I
the
think
moral of the
it's-
story is call your Congress.
Yeah,
people.
exactly. People, if normal human beings keep the pressure on the people that ultimately decide this, then I almost said like Congress wouldn't be stupid enough to do that, but they could be stupid enough to do that.
Oh, they're definitely stupid enough to do it.
Like if we do not put the pressure on them.
Okay.
So-
I thought that's what everyone was doing.
So sign
Was
your
enough
petitions.
pressure?
Like people are like, oh, those petitions don't do anything. Sign them anyway. They don't
Yeah.
hurt.
Petitions help, but that's how they put Duckman on DVD. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the best possible example of why petitions work. Yes.
I think this is a record of the amount of times somebody has talked about Duckman in a single broadcast. This
I think Jason
including
Alexander's
including
still
Just
Duckman.
right now.
I have no idea what Duckman is.
Oh man, if you have any time,
Well,
after
buckle
this
up.
podcast-
You're going on a ride right now.
Exactly. Where can we stream that?
Yeah, I actually have the DVDs. You want to borrow them? Borrow them,
I
or you
don't think
can.
we have a DVD player anymore. It's a problem.
Well, it's on.
I don't
YouTube,
even have a
too.
TV, so I can't borrow those weird DVDs that you're talking about right now.
All right, so what's new for the Decomposition Podcast in 2018? What are you guys gonna be doing for the next year?
Well, we've got a very special series on a band that we were just talking about. Can I say what it is? Do you think it would be all right to talk about what it is?
Yeah, let's hope that we don't.
Huey Lewis in the news.
No.
Let's hope that
No,
we don't mess
no.
this up
Okay.
scheduling. Because I would like to say
Yeah.
that it's going to be our 1 year anniversary
Right.
week, not of our marriage. We've been married
Okay.
longer than that. I mean, of our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
When we're going to do Weezer.
The good, the bad, and the really bad.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh
Ooh,
man, I can't wait for that.
I know what
show.
the really bad is.
The last-
We talked about it last time.
Anything after Maladroit really is
Yeah.
just god awful as far as I'm concerned.
Well, interesting enough, people say they brought it back with the White Album. That they're good now. Or
That
not
is
now, but
not-
then.
that is objectively incorrect.
Okay,
Like,
I'm glad I didn't go all in on that review back.
I think
last
part of
year.
the problem is they're too old to be singing the same garbage that they were singing on the Blue album.
Yeah, but
You know?
they like girls, you know.
They like girls who's still a loser, even though he's what, like 50 now.
He's got to be at least 45 years old.
Yeah, he's probably in his 40s. Yeah.
So,
all right. So that's what I maybe you guys should deconstruct one of their songs too.
we're doing 3 episodes. Weezer, the good, the bad, and the really bad. And the good, I don't know. I guess we don't really have it totally nailed down how we're going to map it out, but like. I'm imagining it's going to be like 3 songs per episode from early, middle, late Weezer.
Okay.
We're going to have on our most common guest, Teresa, to do all the episodes with us. She's a huge Weezer fan, but also agrees that their work has become
But we're talking like Blue Album,
problematic.
Pinkerton.
Right,
Album,
yeah.
You know, like, so.
And so I think we're each going to pick like one song for the good episode, one song for the bad episode, and one song for the very bad episode.
Yeah.
And just kind of compare and contrast.
Okay.
Has there, in your estimation, been any other band with such a steady decline?
Who I'm sure.
Sugar Ray.
Well, that was a sudden abrupt.
That was just.
I don't know that they ever actually
platted
peaked.
cliff.
They just had hits. That's really with that kind of
Well,
decline.
No Doubt,
No doubt.
which we were just talking about this week.
Yeah.
Gwen Stefani specifically,
Sure.
let me say, because she went from being like a female icon for kind of alternative girls to being I don't even know what
Now the girl from
I don't
Paramore is
know.
like, give me that. Give me
Right.
that. I can do it just fine.
I think they're well on their way, Paramore, to doing the exact same thing. Because like that Riot album, I thought had some excellent songs on it. I really liked Hayley Williams' voice. I thought there was something about the music that was like interesting, that like it really transcended just like punk rock. You know, they really had like a ton of talent that they would turn into like a punk vibe.
Yeah.
But then Still Into You or whatever it's called came out, and I was just like, nope, this has taken away everything like gritty about punk rock. And
I kind of like that song.
that song is fine, but it's so remarkably polished that it took out everything that made them what they were.
I don't know. Can they even still be called Paramore? Didn't like all the band get fired?
Except for her.
her.
They got her and the drummer is back now, the original drummer. So that's
That'll make a difference.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to? How can people get in touch with you guys?
Okay. So the easiest way to find us is you can listen on iTunes. That's easily where most of our listens come from, is through the Apple Podcasts app.
But if you go to
it's Decomposition Podcast.
I had to
Katie,
stop
you gotta
myself
learn this.
'cause I'm wrong every time.
Decompositionpodcast.simplecast.fm. We have all the episodes there. We're on Google Play, Stitcher, basically wherever people listen to their podcasts.
And if you want to reach out to us, we're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can email us at decompositionpod@gmail.com. I think that's right.
Yeah, that
Brad
is right.
says it is.
It is
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for having them there. They're not going anywhere, but I appreciate you guys applauding for the great and wonderful Kate and Brad. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. You want to be Brad and Kate? I don't know which goes first, but it's a feminist world we live in. So, all right. So we're gonna play a game right now. You guys ready for a game? All right. So every year we like to do this trivia game. I like to do anyway, where I write down some questions from this year, and I get the people to come in and answer them, and we have a little shot roulette thing happening. And Drew just grabbed one of the things I want to talk about right now.
I just want to go on record as saying that this is a terrible idea, and I'm really hoping for the best, but I'm expecting the worst.
All right, so the way that the game is going to be played is I have in front of them is a whole roulette thing of different shot glasses full of shots from the great Russian vodka Major Ska.
Oh,
Major Ska. That sounds like a superhero there.
Yeah, if you like ska,
it's like the shittiest bottom of the barrel vodka.
if you like cheap vodka and you like ska music, pick up Major Ska. From your local store.
You know what's funny? So
let me do the promo first.
Oh, no.
Only
They're a
$10.
proud sponsor of the show, Major Ska.
Major Ska, only $10 for a full bottle.
Only $10.
Major Ska, it'll get you drunk. Now,
that's right.
What were you going to say?
And you will feel
Samuel
not right
Jackson
afterwards.
beer right there.
All right. So go ahead.
Is that Chappelle?
Yeah, it is Chappelle. So Major Ska is advertised on the back of like every single NJ Transit bus. And all of the advertisements, and there's another one that does the exact same thing. All of the advertisements are just a woman's body from chest to knees. That is it. And then it just says Major Ska.
It gives you an idea of what you're about to drink.
She's not skanking at the same time. That's interesting.
She's not wearing her two-tone. Yeah.
I don't know why they call it that. That's weird, Major Ska. But some people told me I'm saying it wrong. But
I think it's
Major Ska.
Yeah.
But all right. So I got a bunch of glasses full of that. But also I have a mix with some of the glasses have just your regular, old-fashioned, straight from our city itself, tap water. You know,
just right out of the Meriden River.
Every time a person gets a question wrong, they have to choose a drink from there. Now, we got two teams right now. We got Drew and his fiancée, who has not said a word much on the show. Say something.
Drew's a mic hog. What can I say?
Drew and Kristen on one team, and we got Brad and Kate on the other. So, who's going to be the drinker in your team? I can high five better than you.
I'm just looking at this platter here like, all right, how pukey is this going to get?
I almost said to Kristen, this is not a competition, but this is exactly a competition.
This is a competition to see who is going to get fucked first.
Well, who's drinking on your side, Drew?
Not me.
All right, so Katie,
would
Kristen
be
will be the drinker and also the answerer as well, or?
I'm gonna try.
All right, what color?
This is a team. This is a team effort.
Well, I was gonna say something in a second, but what color do you want to be for your marker? Because they're gonna write their answers on a thing. So she's picking red. And Brad and Katie, what do you want? I actually got orange here
going
too.
to choose whatever this one is.
Blue, my favorite color. So basically, I have multiple choice questions, and if they get they want to you guys either want to write the letter or you want to write the whole word. If you're feeling ambitious, that's fine. And I don't know if you guys want to when I ask a question, talk amongst yourself, but not let the other team hear what you're saying.
Sure.
That can work too, but that's fine. So, all right, you guys ready to play this game? And you guys ready to watch? Okay.
Ladies, may the odds ever be in your favor.
Before we start, Drew, do you mind pouring me some of my delicious
Thick
eggnog?
It's a thick, creamy booze.
Eggnog that's been sitting out for the last hour.
It's warm
It is
eggnog.
fantastic room temperature eggnog.
Every year I drink this eggnog, Pennsylvania Dutch. They're nice enough.
Did you say Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I had a few PBRs. I'm doing fine.
It's like how Benedict Cumberbatch can't pronounce penguin.
Penglings.
So they're nice enough to mix in some brandy and rum and whiskey inside.
Nice enough.
Yes.
Nice enough.
Yes, they're polite. They don't want me to do all the work.
Oh boy. That is,
Oh, looking at it
that's
pour
like
out
creamer.
is
That's
just...
like pouring yourself a mug of creamer.
Yeah. All right. So
I'm not sure if you heard that at home. It was...
relax, you guys. It's
a
gonna
little
be
gunk 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 gunk.
It's like
It was very
it's
chunky.
like a yellowish half and half.
relax, you guys. I'll be all right. Let me get to your questions real quick.
I think I'm going to vomit, guys.
All right, quiz questions. Here we go. You guys ready?
The
to
name
play?
of the game is How Pukey Can It Get?
Yes. All right. Question 1. Ready? What was the highest grossing film in 2017? Choices: A, Beauty and the Beast; B, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2; C, 50 Shades Darker; D, Star Wars The Last Jedi; or E, The Boss Baby. Dun, dun.
Star Wars The Last Jedi came out a week ago.
I don't remember what the choices were.
Yeah.
Dun.
Can you read those again?
Sure, no problem. Your choices for what movie grossed the highest of this year: A, Beauty and the Beast; B, The Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2; C, 50 Shades Darker; D, Star Wars The Last Jedi; or E, The Boss Baby. I can hear them whispering, but let's see what happens. So they're writing their answers. They're debating right now, and we'll see who gets the question right and wrong. And I'm going to take a sip of my my eggnog right now while I'm waiting for them to write. I think I was wrong. It was not a good idea to drink this.
Yeah, I could have told you that. Actually, I did tell you that.
Do you say that every year?
Yeah, every year I'm like, ugh. And then by the time I do my top 10 list, I'm like, dude, I like this album too. And I forgot
hope you
why.
have an eggnog mustache by the time you're
I hope you don't. I can't handle it.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All
We're
right.
ready.
So, Kristen, what was your choice?
Our choice was Guardians Volume 2.
All right, she chose B, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and you chose, Brad, you chose B as well. Let's say the answer here is A, Beauty and the Beast.
What the fuck?
That
I
movie,
want to. I want to make it clear that
What the fuck?
that
I
movie-
want to. I want to make it clear that
No.
Who the fuck saw that movie?
Katie did.
It was fine.
Disney lovers. There are so many of them.
I told Katie we should guess A, and she said I have to drink, so you're putting down my answer.
Okay, so
So you're right. You do have
Katie,
to
you
drink.
saw the movie.
I saw Guardians as well.
so let me just tell you guys right now that movie actually made $1,263,000,000.
Get the fuck out of here.
521,126 worldwide.
No cheating.
All right, so they both have to drink one shot from the thing. So
Do we spin it first?
if you, I don't want to
mean,
fly
Don't
everywhere.
spin it. It's
Is that going to make a difference?
Yeah.
Like, is that going to help you decide?
I'm not taking that one.
You can't cheat. Just
Can you just take like a little sip out of each of them?
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to go if you really can't handle that much. Just take a little drink. Or are you saying I put too much in that one?
No, I'm saying, guys, I'm a grown up. I'll just drink or not drink however much I want to.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So you're about to take one. Kristen was really excited about coming on this show to do this. She said,
That was last week.
please,
now
be,
she's
please be
nervous.
water. Please be water.
"You can't sniff it. You gotta just drink it."
Stop sniffing.
Okay, sorry. Ready?
Ready? 2, 3, cheers! Yay!
Oh, no.
Oh, Major Scott.
Major, oi, oi, oi! Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up!
That was Major Scott over here, too. And it burns.
All right, so that was the first one.
That
Then
is a flammable Vladimir.
I'm very
that's
sorry.
it, yeah.
this show will be fun. Question 2. So back in January, we did a final podcast. You guys ready for this one?
Yeah.
All right. Back in January, we did our final podcast under the name Booze in Reviews before changing over to the Hybrid Radio podcast now. Who was the special guest on that episode? A, local comedian Jeff McManus. B, former Midtown drummer / record label owner Rob Hitt. C, JerseyBeats.com founder Jim Testa. Or D, former child actor and star of the hit 1988 film Mac and Me, Jade Caligari. Anybody remember Jade Caligari? He was the guy in the wheelchair in that movie. That was basically
Is he a wheelchair in real life?
yes.
He is a wheelchair.
Oh yeah, he is. He was in a wheelchair.
I meant to
sorry.
say in a wheelchair.
Yeah, he actually that movie was a ripoff of E.T. and was a really hardcore McDonald's.
Yep.
Really?
And
Oh, yeah.
maybe he was on our podcast.
I didn't know
maybe
that.
he wasn't.
But he is really in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Your glass is so coated in eggnog.
That was
The
clear.
bottle is.
Yeah, that's the way.
I think it's
eggnog works.
mostly egg.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready? You got your answers?
Very little nog.
Let's go with Brad first. What was your answer?
My answer was B, the guy from Midtown.
Midtown. Okay. What was your answers?
Also B, the guy from Midtown.
Why do you guys pick the same answers all the time?
Because we're obviously.
Cool like that.
It's a thing where if you choose the same answer for each question, you'll get
You'll
some
eventually
of
get
them
it
right.
Yeah. So the answer is C. JerseyBeat.com founder Jim Testa. And I really appreciate him being on that show for to start off this year. He's a really nice guy, and he's been doing this thing for about
Should I just keep
20
working
years
on
now.
this one?
Just keep working on that one.
You want to do that? You could have picked a water if you want. Maybe.
Yeah.
But what if I don't pick
Then
a
you
water?
just keep working
Yeah,
on that one.
you-
You don't lose anything.
You guys are so great. You're all just like,
All right.
Drew has
do whatever you
hand
want.
selected the shot I'm gonna take right now.
All right.
So
I trust me. There are some water ones there. I think.
I have a system, and I'm not telling you the system.
water.
All right, they
Yes.
both found water on this one. All right. See, it works out, Katie. It's not like you gotta drink shots every time. Just get the answers right. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't think this was going to be so difficult. I regret this so much.
All right, question 3, you guys. Who won season 15 of The Celebrity Apprentice? Was it A, Vince Neil? I'm multiple
These
choice.
are the
Come
worst
on.
fucking questions.
Vince Neil.
who watches Celebrity Apprentice other than Trump?
I don't know if
Oh,
he
he
watches
doesn't
anymore.
because
He's
Arnold
not on.
gets terrible ratings.
Arnold
according to it,
Schwarzenegger does.
It's very sad.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Sad.
Very sad. Tweet that. So the choices are Vince Neil, Matt I. Seaman, C.
Matt I. Seaman.
That's how it's spelled.
Matt, you Seaman?
C. Chanel Sonner, or D. Boy George.
Are you even saying words right now?
Hey, that's my line.
Okay.
These are celebrities.
Apparently, I'll tell you who the winner is. What they do. Yeah, Boy George actually did stuff in the 80s.
I know who Boy George is.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't know who anyone else on the list is.
Okay, so first
Will
choice-
you be
Vince
doing
Neil is?
any
I do
Boy
not.
George songs on
Is he
your
a wrestling
podcast?
Or have you already?
Who is he? Oh.
I guess I should.
You're like, oh, that guy. Okay. All right, so here we go. Let's go with Brad still writing over there. What are you doing, Drew? Can you analyze a drink
Yeah,
and tell
I've got a system.
Okay. All right, you're cheating, man. That's not fair.
I'm just looking.
You're just-
Is there any rule against looking?
Yes, there. I'm just looking at the merchandise. That's all I'm doing.
We couldn't sniff, but you never said we couldn't look.
Next year I'm gonna do Patron. Okay. What was your answer for this one, Kristen?
Vince Neil.
She picked Vince Neil, which is A, and you picked
I picked Motley Crue frontman / murderer Vince Neil.
Manslaughterer.
Manslaughterer.
Allegedly.
Yeah. No. He was convicted.
First of his name.
Oh, he was. Oh, yeah. Well, he only did
Yes, that was good.
Hey, Vince Neil only did 6 months and he killed a guy.
There we go.
Yeah.
Right there.
Get a little Airheads quote right there. So the answer to that question is B, Matt I. Seaman.
I've never even heard of this fucking guy.
Apparently, Matt I. Seaman is
His name is I. Seaman.
Yeah.
So this time we deviated from the strategy of picking B, and B was correct.
Yes.
We've made mistakes here.
Can I point out that what's his name?
This is the worst fucking
Matt
game
I.
ever.
Seaman. He actually is like a.
He's owned by Apple. He is the Apple version of Seaman.
You guys can't be so quiet out there. The audience laugh at that. All right, so you guys are doing great on this one. I like this game. It's like basically, maybe I should have poured more shots. You guys gonna drink all these things before we
Yeah,
get to
looks
question
like.
8? Oh my God, Drew is cheating and picking the drinks for her, and I thought Kristen won. I thought Kristen won the drink, Bradley.
It's a Sunday in December. I work in the food industry.
Yeah, but it's still early though. All right, ready?
All right, I've cracked the code of picking, I think.
Okay, ready? Swag away. I think she did. Yeah.
Water.
What's the
Not
code?
water across the table.
What's the code? Like, just smell the drink?
No, if you look at it.
My system has
should
failed.
I tell?
No, just
Don't
I would
do it.
prefer if
Don't
you guys
tell
just
after.
drink.
No, because I think you have the same system as me.
I think what you guys, I think what I should do from now on is give like a 2 second. You gotta drink in 2 seconds.
I think it has something to do with how it vibrates.
I think
the
once you
viscosity,
pick
if
one,
you will.
Once you pick one, you're locked into that
Yeah,
shot glass.
that's the way it should be. You gotta drink it
Tell
right
that
now.
to Katie. She put one back.
I'm a notorious cheater. That's how I play games.
Try
Hey, man.
harder.
Which is why I was skeptical about marrying her in the first place.
Not that cheating, but
Not that kind. How dare you?
hey, Brad, at least she's honest about it. You know, hey.
True.
All right, question 4, you guys ready? Which band reunited and broke up in 2017? A Tribe Called Quest, B Audio Slave, C Stain, D Bloodhound Gang, or E System of a Down.
Can you read those again for me?
Question was which band reunited and broke up in the same year of this year? And the choices are A Tribe Called Quest, B Audio Slave, C Stain, D Bloodhound Gang, or E System of a Down. They can hear you, Drew. You got the mic right there.
Does it count if they broke up because a member died?
Yeah, I mean it does. As long as they broke up and then
What's that?
You're not talking into the mic anymore.
Oh, yeah, I should. No, is it? I'm sticking with my original.
Brad's
answer.
really struggling with
Yeah.
this one.
I am.
And I
because-
have 0 input.
Because there's one that I thought broke up because a member died, but I don't think they actually broke up.
Okay, good point. Apparently you're talking about Bloodhound Gang, but we'll see what happens.
You don't know what I'm talking
What?
about.
That's very
I could
true.
also be 100% incorrect. That's the other. That's the other
That's
part.
been
of
our
this.
track record so far.
Yeah, sure. No, I was correct.
I'm sorry.
So we had half of an answer correct, and you still had to drink. So,
You were almost there, and then she told you do
Right.
not put that down. All right, so let's see. You guys ready?
yeah.
Okay, Brad, what do you got?
I picked C, Stained.
Stained. Okay, and you picked.
A Tribe Called Quest.
All right, nice. And the answer to that question is B, Audio Slave.
Oh! Yeah,
That's
Tribe,
what I was gonna
Tribe
pick.
Called Quest was still performing.
Hold on
after
a
Fight
second.
Dawn died.
What's up?
What
Yeah.
happens when when you listen to the person that you're betrothed to.
You just wait till you're wedded.
Audio Slave got back together.
Yes, they after they played a show earlier this year and talked about like let's get together. They even talked to Chris Cornell about it, like, oh, this would be great, this awesome, it's amazing. I have to just go to this hotel room real quick. I'll talk to you guys a little bit. And
killed myself.
yes,
Okay, so they got back together without Chris Cornell.
no, he was there
Before he
killed himself.
This
then
I'm
once
calling
he was
shenanigans
dead,
on
they
this game.
Why? It's true.
Because who knows this stuff other than you?
That's A, and B, I'm not sure that's true.
All right, just drink your drinks, guys.
I like that you decorated your answer with a bunch of hearts.
You know, I thought
That's
it would help me
adorbs.
win.
Yeah.
It was gonna help because I love Trial Quest. It's pretty honest.
Yeah.
And to be a good sport and in solidarity with Kristen, I'm going to drink the shot of vodka that I didn't drink before.
Okay.
Because she's been such a good... She's really doing it.
So I'm only going to cheap out on one drink, is what you're saying.
I think she's purposely getting the answers wrong so she can get drunk on the show.
I can't guarantee now that I have this in my hand that I'm going to drink the whole thing.
But I like where your head's at.
Okay.
I just want to point out that we are going to see Katie's mother later, who is on a lot of pain
No.
meds.
I did not drink the whole thing.
I call bullshit. I think all of these are vodka.
Great
But I
solidarity.
had a water before. I mean, was there only one water?
She had a water too, so there's got to be one and
So
one.
there's
There was
bare
only
minimum
2 waters.
I've had 2 waters.
The
Bare
tally,
minimum,
if
3
for our
waters.
friends at home, I've had 3 shots of vodka,
Uh-oh.
2 beers, and 1 water.
And the night is still young.
I've had a cup of coffee, half a bottle of water, and 2 water shots and 2 tiny
She
sips
can't
of
even get the
vodka.
words out.
So no matter who wins the game, you win the night.
Yeah, you actually, I should have told you guys there's a prize for winning the game. So maybe that might help you guys.
Is it
not
being
being
hammered early on a Sunday?
not
Is that
being
the prize?
ludicrously drunk. Is that the prize?
No, everybody wins. The loser gets drunk and gets a prize, and the winner
The
stays
winner
sober.
gets to drag their partner back home.
Who has to now talk to chefs about their Christmas menus when they get home?
All right, so question 5. What music video won Video of the Year at both the MTV Video Music Awards and the MTV European Music Awards? Is it A, Bruno Mars, and his video was for 24 Karat Magic? B, Taylor Swift, Look What You Made Me Do? C, Shawn Mendes, his song There's Nothing Holding Me Back? D, Kendrick Lamar, Humble? Or E, DJ Khaled, Wild Thoughts?
Wow.
What was the first one again?
The first one was Bruno Mars, 24 Karat
And
Magic.
the second one?
Was Taylor Swift, Look What You Made Me Do?
Just let me have all of them again.
Okay. C was Shawn Mendes, There's Nothing Holding Me Back. D, Kendrick Lamar, Humble. And E, DJ Khaled, Wild Thoughts. I think the questions will get easier as it goes on.
You think so?
I read these.
If I get one correct, then yes, you're
Okay.
right. Like,
I'm looking forward to the next question because I know you guys are going to get that one right. Sorry for the dead air, you guys. I was just drinking some of my lovely PBR, sponsored from the finest dive bar in Brooklyn, New York.
There's no such thing as a dive bar in Brooklyn, New York anymore.
Oh, really? They got rid of them? It's too classy now?
they're
Yes.
dive bars, but everything is now served in mason jars.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. Where they, light fire to the orange peel and make their own bitters in house.
All right, Kristen, what was your answer for this one?
You can't go wrong with Taylor Swift.
T-Swift, she goes with...
The upside down cross.
That
Shout out to
also
Meth-
looks like a
Meth
right side up
Syndicate.
cross. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a plus sign.
Swift, the number of the beast.
And
All right, Brad, show
and she
it.
said B, and
My response was
was A,
24K
24
magic.
karat magic in the air. And the answer is D, Kendrick Lamar, Humble.
How
I'm
was
sorry,
it
you
Kendrick
guys.
Lamar? That was what I wanted to say.
I didn't even know that was a
Europe
video that
loves
existed.
Kendrick Lamar?
Huh? Yeah.
Europe loves Kendrick
Apparently.
Lamar? Well, shout
I was
out to
such
Europe.
a surprise as you. All right, Katie's eyeing the drink.
All right, so I got a new system. Go with the one that's least liquid in it.
Yeah, go with the one that's got the least amount in it, I should say. Sorry, I was a little ambitious with my pouring.
Systems anymore.
Oh, Katie. You've locked in
It's fine.
All right, Kristen, grab one and just swing away.
In the wheel.
I'm not choosing anymore because I've been
Yeah, that's a.
getting very bad.
Took a sip. It was terrible.
You are the only person I know that takes more than 5 sips in a shot.
I got straws if you want some, Katie.
Think, Kristen, you don't have to.
You
I
got.
can't even tell if it's water or not.
Do you guys want?
It all depends on whether or not your throat is.
Well, it smells like cleaning solution, so
Do
I'm
you
gonna
guys
say
mind-
water.
Do you guys mind
vodka.
if I try it, like to see what you guys are
go for
freaking
it.
out about? All right.
It's actually surprisingly smooth.
Smooth.
And I don't know if that's because it's like my 4th shot.
All right. Let me.
I mean, at this point, is whatever numbs. It's all easy
It
from
got
here, you know.
Clorox, like.
The only problem with
Delicious.
shots is they make you pee a lot because Katie had to leave for a second. But I'm gonna have
Kristen is still here.
Katie,
K names are tough.
K's.
Yeah.
Notoriously small
I hate K's.
Yeah.
So let me just try this thing that you guys are complaining about. I actually picked this out 2 years ago and loved it. So let me see what's the problem with it.
The $9.99 bottle of vodka you love.
Yeah, I can see why it's not so great. But
imagine what you would think about like a bottle of Grey Goose or something. You know?
God.
I'm like, oh my god, the clouds will lift
Goosey,
open.
the
yeah.
Belvedere.
Yeah,
like,
Delicious Belvedere.
I will see.
delicious
My
Belvedere.
parents always used to buy like Gordons, you know.
Yeah.
I think they still do. As a
I would
matter
see
of fact.
unicorns, everything
What is
like that.
Is there something lower than that bottom shelf that we can purchase? That's what. Yeah.
Literally, that thing is on the bottom shelf when you go buy
$3.99.
it.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I picked it up. It was on the bottom shelf. It's very true.
I'm pretty sure it's just gasoline.
Oh.
That they
It is all ethanol, you know. That's,
Yeah.
It's just still like 4 times though.
I mean, keep any
Here's the thing.
open flames away from my mouth right
So
now.
I understand the desire to get the bottom shelf liquor. I like that. It makes sense to me. At the same time, if I throw my back out going to get that cheap alcohol, it is costing me more money than at whatever is at eye level.
well, why are you
But
bending?
but you have an instant painkiller.
But
so.
why are you bending over so quickly? Just easily pick it up.
Because I'm so eager.
I'm
to
so
get
eager
that
to hammer it. Yeah.
Yeah, no one slowly goes to pick
They
up
do
like
not-
a
they do not-
handle.
No, absolutely not. They do
Major's-
not organize beer that way.
Yeah.
You know? That's funny.
All right, you guys. Question 6.
Oh, we're still playing?
So
How many more do we
More of
have?
these to go, yeah.
we got 5 questions. They got all of them wrong, both of them.
Yeah.
Question 6. So for the 39th year in a row, I was snubbed for People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive. Who was awarded this highest achievement in 2017? A. Chris Pratt. B. Blake Sheldon. C. Tommy Wiseau. Or D. Chris Hemsworth.
So I gotta say, we just went to see The Disaster Artist yesterday.
Nice high five, right?
It's like the best movie
I know,
I've seen
right?
all year.
It was amazing.
It was incredible how well he portrayed the character, man. And I felt sorry for him sometime too.
Yeah, absolutely. And it wasn't just a movie where they're just ripping on this
Right,
other
yeah.
movie. And I think it was just done so well.
Yeah.
So that's
Little
that's
side note, you guys.
my 1 minute review of a movie I saw. There's that. I liked it more than I liked The Big Sick, and I really liked The Big Sick. So
All right. So you both answered already.
yep.
I kind of have a funny feeling, being that this is the sexiest man. The girls answered this one, and they look kind of excited about their.
Is
answer.
it the sexiest man though?
I mean,
I want to point out
slow
that,
your
like,
roll.
both of the guys answered this question
Okay.
for their female partners.
Okay.
And this man is not the sexiest man.
Absolutely
I'm
not.
sorry.
Oh, you guys know this.
Just
one.
objectively speaking, not.
So what's the
sexiest
answer?
man.
You-
I have a feeling there is
That's
one
part of
person.
Gwen Stefani's downfall, as
Yeah.
you spoke of earlier.
There is one person on this planet who evidently voted on the sexiest man alive, and
It was
that
Gwen
person
Stefani.
was Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
Right.
So the answer you guys
That
obviously
said-
know is both B, Blake Sheldon, and they both got it right.
Could you imagine going from?
Hashtag your dry erase board. Okay.
Hashtag winning.
Could you imagine going from Gavin Rosdale to Blake Shelton?
mean, she broke
is-
my heart
yeah.
when she took Gavin off the market. Like, and then this is what you end up with.
I mean,
Katie
just let
feels
him
the same
cheat.
way.
Like,
yeah, I blame you.
you're gonna
my
keep
heart.
him.
When she decided to be some kind of like pop princess, country bumpkin at 48.
You know,
She's a country
I
bumpkin.
gave
I don't
her
know what I'm
that
talking
first Love Music Angel Baby album. Like, okay, you're experimenting, you're doing something
That was when she did
different.
like Rich Girl and
Yeah.
A lot more forgiving than I am.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
very
you know,
true.
and
What
then
was
her
that name? The
clothing
Sweet
line
Escape or
and-
something like
Yeah,
that?
that was
Like,
from the
a pretty
second
good-
album.
The second
That
album.
was the second. Okay.
Yeah.
We reviewed the last album on last year too, and I thought
But
it was
it's
okay.
just
Are you going to
gone
review
off
the
the
Christmas
rails.
album?
Right.
Worst goddamn thing
yeah.
I've ever heard in my life. Yeah.
Oh my God, she did a Christmas album?
Yeah, she
Gotcha.
did. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! You have to listen to her Christmas duet with Blake Shelton.
Oh,
you
God, no, I
you
don't.
make it feel like
Or
It's the sexiest song of the year.
or you need to listen to our episode
Yes.
on Monday. Yeah.
By the
I will
way,
be tuning
shameless plug, Decomposition decomposes Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani's You Make It Feel Like Christmas and talks about her NBC Christmas special from last week coming out tomorrow. So.
I think we got some hints about what you guys are actually going to talk about. Like,
So,
tonight.
here's
The
the
entire
we got a
month
preview of it,
December-
too.
The entire month of December has been like pop Christmas songs.
Yeah.
So
So if you're listening to this and you want to hear more about Gwen Stefani, you'll have to go back. I love that song.
loves that song.
So here's a
You have to go
serious
back
question.
To our December. What's tomorrow? December 18th,
18th, yeah.
episode.
Okay.
Here's a serious question. Are the rest of the members of No Doubt just lying dead in a gutter at this point?
No, they're
or?
with the guy from AFI. They have a new band now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Well,
they
good for
just
him.
got back together
Baby
without her.
Havoc has formed a new
Interesting.
band with the remaining members of
yeah,
the
and I heard the album's really
Because
good.
Gwen Stefani has fucking better things
Let's
to do.
see if that album makes
Well,
it to
yeah,
our
Blake
top 10
Shelton.
list tonight.
That is not a better
Is
thing
it
to
the
do.
lead singer of AFI?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, David Havoc. Question 7.
Did you say
guys.
David Havoc?
Davey Havoc, man. Davey
Well,
Havoc.
David Marchand slash
Let's
David Havoc.
Let's get
Oh,
to
yeah,
this.
I
Let's
know
get.
your
We're
real
only
name.
on question 6, you guys. We got to finish this
Jarrell,
up.
he really wants to keep the game
You made everybody drink like 5 shots of
Yeah.
Major Scott.
I thought
Not
I
me.
thought this would be easier questions, honestly. Question 7. Back in July, Jarrell had Recourse Records founder Dan on as a guest on the show. What album did they review together? Was it A, Jay-Z 444, B, Rancid, Troublemaker, C, Big Sean, I Decided, D, can I read all the questions before you write your answer, Brett? Okay.
Right.
Is it D, Prophets of Rage or self-titled, or E, Linkin Park, One More Light? You wanted me to ask
Come on, Kristen, let's go.
I think I need you to say all of that over
All right.
again.
The choices are what album did we review? A, Jay-Z 444, B, Rancid, Troublemaker, C, Big Sean, I Decided, D, Prophets of Rage, self-titled album, or E, Linkin Park, One More Light.
Katie's just drawing now. You can
Sorry, I'm
draw a tree. You
sniffing.
can draw a pretty good tree too.
I don't know if I should do another
Draw a frog now.
drink of this or
You fucking better if we're drinking this shitty ass vodka
All right.
over here.
I'm gonna have some more of
You
this.
say we as if you're drinking the vodka.
Yeah.
Like,
They
We
are
are
they are a
drinking.
unit now.
we
Or
are
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
They will
okay,
be
okay.
one in April.
Marriage is
We-
about compromise.
We have also had 3/4 of one shot of vodka. Is that your frog? A frog.
All right, so while Kristen writes her answer, I'm gonna pour some more of my Pennsylvania Dutch
God,
eggnog because it
Please
is
don't
Christmas.
drink more.
this is just we should have saved this for the end.
Yeah,
drink all of the
I'm gonna drink it slowly though because we're only on question 7 and we got like 8 more to go. We're almost halfway there, you guys. Living on a prayer. So okay, Kristen, what is your answer? She chooses B, Rancid. Blame Drew. And so did you. See, it's working now. You guys got the right answer. The answer is B, Rancid.
Oh God!
Yay!
Finally, half reading the website when I first started.
Oh, thanks for not
Guessing on
listening to the
this.
whole thing.
I watched the puppet perspectives on that.
All right, I
He
appreciate
did. He did not get a puppet. So
I scrolled through the website when I first started
Yeah.
being on this podcast, and
Oh, so
I
you-
remember you reviewed Rancid. I didn't know with who.
Okay.
So I thought that
Sometime
might
I
be
bring
a-
human beings on the show, like tonight, and we review stuff. All right. So question 8. This one is also a question about life that happened this year. Where are you going, Katie? Are you not going to throw up? Are you?
She's getting a paper towel.
Oh,
like I said,
Bye.
she's had 3/4 of one shot of.
Thank you.
One, yeah.
Okay.
So sweet.
I'll wait till you guys wipe your boards clean, and then I will read the next question to you. They're clean now. So question 8. On August 21st, 2017, we had a solar eclipse. When will we have another?
Oh, Oh, now this is what I thought I signed up for.
Never.
A, Monday. B, June 15, 2025. C, April 8th, 2024. D, April 20th, 2021. E, September 31st, 2420. Or F, never.
I already answered never, but I erased that. What were the
Okay.
dates? Can you just give me the years?
Pick
All right.
one at
Yes,
random.
the years.
You want me to do it
be
again?
the
So the
years.
choices are A, Monday. B, June 15th, 2025.
Just the years, please.
Oh. 2025, 2024, 2021, 24, 20, or never or Monday. I didn't write the years for those ones. Oh, wait. So I guess the year for Monday would be 2017.
Never.
And never would be
NA.
NA.
I consider myself a smart person.
You still thinking, Brad?
No.
Oh, you got it?
I
All right.
haven't thought once.
Okay.
So,
Oh, he already answered never.
You already wrote it down. So it's too late.
Because we're going to die.
or did
Probably true.
touche.
Once net neutrality is gone, it'll
or
be like,
hashtag World War III with
Yeah,
North
what's
Korea.
Throw some terrible ballistic missiles at us.
All right, Brad, what do you got?
Mistles.
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 I'm going to get underneath the mistletoe. this Christmas season.
Pennsylvania or whatever he
Yeah,
said
so
before,
we were all
Mistles.
saying our words.
I didn't
slurry.
realize we held our words to such high
Mistletoe.
standards, guys.
Yeah. This is
Mistletoe.
What is our podcast then, Brad? Come on.
this is
I know you're married to like an English
This
teacher.
isn't our podcast.
this is the Grammar Police
How often I
podcast.
correct her spelling is the fun part.
It's true. It's true. It's
Getting
true.
real up in here.
All right, so what's your answer, Brad?
My answer is D, 2021.
2021.
Also, my answer.
April 20th, 2021. The answer actually is April 8th, which is answer is C. That was a trick question, you guys.
Oh, man, I didn't do that intentionally, so Katie had to finish that first shot.
April 8th,
This is
2024 will be the next one. If you actually go to
Yowzers.
Cleveland, Ohio, you can see a nice glimpse of the sun being blocked by the moon.
No offense, I'm not going to
Please
Cleveland,
look directly at it like our president did this past year.
Exactly. All right, so I can see I had the...
right? Yes.
I can see I had the...
Finally found one that was water.
Kristen needs to hydrate,
It
obviously.
was so delicious. Oh.
All right, we got to do these questions.
All right,
Yeah,
sorry. Question
Poor
9.
mother is going to wait for us forever.
Who is the highest paid actor of 2017? A, Mark Wahlberg. B, Dwayne Johnson. C, Johnny Depp. D, Adam Sandler. Or E, Jennifer Aniston.
That's not a man.
I didn't say man.
He said actor.
I think women can be actors too,
Well,
right?
you listed like five
One more
men
time.
first.
Can you just run through that one more time?
Highest paid actor. It's a question. Mark Wahlberg, Dwayne Johnson, Johnny Depp, Adam Sandler, or Jennifer Aniston. Now, the point of these questions is so you guys can learn some things. So I hope this will help for your New Year's Eve parties. You can talk about who actually is what was the highest movie grossing this year. This will be an icebreaker, if you will. Cricket.
Sorry, we were concentrating.
All right. How you guys doing out there, audience? Wait, I gotta just prod them sometime.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do this.
To this.
Kristen, what is the highest paid actor of 2017, or
I
who?
said Dwayne The Rock Johnson. B.
B, and you say.
A, Wahlberg, but not the new kid.
Oh.
All right, so the answer is A, Mark Wahlberg.
How is that possible?
I know, right? Shockingly.
Because he had that terrible Transformers movie.
Right.
Oh.
You did your research, Brad. I appreciate that. I actually forgot to write down how much he makes a year, but I recall it was 50-something million.
Well,
Oh.
so just a shade higher than me. Yeah.
Just a touch.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's what is that, like
is probably not
50.765% more than me? Is that what the...
Close, man.
It's water. Way to go.
How you doing this, man? You're killing it.
I feel like you intentionally got that wrong so
I
that you
have a
could have
system.
another teeny tiny sip of water. Yeah.
I got a system.
Okay, so question 10. Which show aired its last episode in April of this year? The answer choices are A, The 100, B, The Walking Dead, C, Vikings, or D, Girls. They can hear you on the air, man. Don't spoil it for your teammate. All right, they're writing their answers right now.
Yes, that's true, Brad.
She's teeing off.
Jarrell's a jerk off.
I had sex last night with myself.
Guys, that's very rude.
Adequate at best. Okay. What's your answer, Brad? I don't know why I'm whispering anymore. Go ahead, Brad.
My answer was D, girls, and it was bad.
It was terrible.
It was awful.
God, that was also my answer. And writing is becoming difficult, and I think I might be drunk.
She said...
I thought you meant the writing of the show
She
was
said
difficult.
Ethelina Dunham.
Because she's a terrible human.
Uh-oh, here they go. Here they go. Cat and off.
I liked the show Girls, but that final episode kind of undid everything the show was supposed
Wasn't
to.
It was kind of like
Season?
let's not tie up any of the plot
final
points.
season. The final season.
Kind of like Lost,
Drew and
basically for girls.
I took our relationship to the next level by binge watching like 3 seasons of Girls.
Is that how you proposed? Was that-
No, Christmas Eve last year.
Do you mind if I
saw Rogue One? So
was
we're
Star
coming
Wars.
up on our.
It's like, do you mind if I pause this and ask you a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't really like the show that much because it's too hipstery for me.
I liked it because I hated all the characters.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
Which was the point of the show, right?
So it's kinda
Isn't
like
that
watching
kind of
American
what the
History
show-
I don't
X.
think that was the point of the show. I think that's why most people watched it. Though.
Yeah, it's kind of like watching American History X. You gotta hate the
Yeah.
characters.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That movie was excellent.
But the first like 3 or 4 seasons of the show were solid. I really enjoyed it, and even though I hated the characters, I did identify with them as a person who came of age in the city, kind of in that liberal, artsy, vibe.
Ugh.
So,
I'm sorry. I'm just saying I upped the show.
but it spiraled out of control and became something that
The last
don't know
se-
what I
Last season
watching.
was nonsense.
Yeah.
As soon as they
Kinda
started
like
to foreshadow, spoiler alerts for girls, but as soon as they started to foreshadow that she was pregnant, I was like,
Yeah.
what are
Why-
they doing?
why?
So much happened in that last season that didn't get any sort of resolution.
Yeah.
I wanted to keep this going, but I can't even get into
No,
conversation.
it's okay. Go ahead. I'm
feel-
ready for the game.
I feel like I feel like I should watch the show now since
No,
I have
you
HBO
should
Go.
No.
I
Should I
see
just-
Don't
4
bother.
episodes,
Okay.
That's enough.
Question 11: which statement is not true about Taylor Swift's latest album, Reputation?
It's good.
That one of them.
Nice,
Fire.
nice.
Taylor
Fire.
Swift, I'm putting you on blast right now.
That's not a choice, unfortunately, but I was thinking of putting that down. The choices are A, within 4 days of its release, it's the biggest selling album of the year. B, it had the largest opening of the U.S. since Beyonce's Lemonade album. C, it's her 5th #1 album. Or D, every song was written by her.
Which is not
true, yeah. I mean, which is not true about this.
Can you read them one more time?
Yeah.
All right, so which one is not true? Within 4 days of its release, it's the biggest selling album of the year. B, it had the largest opening in the U.S. since Beyonce's Lemonade album. C, it's her 5th #1 album. Or D, every song was written by her.
Just her and her alone, or
No,
she's
just she
included
helped
in some
write
way, shape,
the
or
song,
form?
yeah. I kind of helped with that one, but... All right. You guys having fun at all, Brad? Katie, you're enjoying the show?
I'm having fun. I'm
Yeah, I'm
watching.
having a great time.
Because I'm actually hoping that you guys will come back another time and hopefully have me on another show again. Because I like
I
it.
think we would definitely do that.
All right. Because I have a Nicki Minaj song I really
I
want to
don't
talk about.
even
with you guys.
have a podcast, and I want to sit in on one of yours
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
talk
sure.
about bad songs.
Oh, we're always
We-
looking for more guests. Yeah.
Okay, I like a lot of bad music. So
Hey, that makes 2 of us.
I'm good.
All right. So what do you got, Brad? What is your choice?
we went with C. It's her 5th #1.
Okay. That is what's not true, he thinks.
Correct.
Now, what do you think?
I thought it was D.
I can't even...
At this point, it just.
And she says D, every song was written by her. Now, the answer is B.
Oh.
It's actually the largest opening of the U.S. album since
Beyonce.
Adele's 25 album. That was the thing. I threw you guys off. I picked the wrong album.
Oh,
that is-
shady.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Every last one of those shots is vodka.
Oh, God.
That is correct.
All right, so Drew cheated, of course.
I cheated.
2 waters back to back.
So
Don't worry, Katie threw one of those shots all over the Lazy Susan. So
So you're going to take the small
That's what I was
one.
going to say. Give
we
Kristen
just like
the one that
tip
Why
it
don't
over our shoulders, is that?
How about you guys split the rest of them then? How about that? Like
I don't know what that means.
split a glass of them. Like you drink half it, you drink the other half. Because if it's too much, I'll finish the rest for you guys.
I think first off, I don't think anybody should finish the rest of them. There is currently
That's
on the
7.
table 7 shots of vodka. And Jarrell,
7.5, including what Kristen is holding in her
that is vodka.
Do you know how many alcoholics listen to this podcast right now are salivating at what you just said, Drew? And you guys gonna pass it up?
Don't do it.
This isn't the like people are starving in China excuse.
Yeah.
That doesn't.
Do they know
it's
Christmas
Christmas
after all? Nice.
So here's what's gonna happen. Kristen's gonna take the one that I spilled most of.
Yes, thank
and
you.
then I'm gonna take one, but I'm not gonna drink the whole thing at all. I'm gonna maybe just taste it and put it down.
Okay, that's fair.
Whatever you do, don't
I
taste
think-
it.
I think we should have Jarrell.
That's
pour
what
the
you don't want to
remaining
do with
ones-
this vodka.
We should
Yeah.
have Jarrell pour the remaining ones into his
Oh,
eggnog.
God,
Eggnog.
I do not want to see him
Put
throw up.
another alcohol in my eggnog. There's only 3 in
I do
already.
not
So
need
cheers,
that.
Kristen. Let's not really drink this.
Yes.
Okay, great job.
Okay.
Weak. All right, no big deal.
Oh, she did it. That tastes like
She
rubbing
She
alcohol.
can't even at this
I got-
point.
I got a-
I
I got a fun night ahead of me.
Okay.
I
You're
have
welcome,
work
Drew.
to
You're
do.
welcome.
You're gonna want to keep the passenger side
Yeah.
window open.
Just say, Drew, you're welcome. You're welcome. I got your
No,
fiance
I don't
drunk.
throw up. I just get like stupid.
We'll see about that.
No,
I don't get stupid.
I do get stupid.
How many of
I'm
these?
just stupid.
How many of these bullshit ass questions do we have left?
Word to your mother. How
I
many?
don't think Kristen should drink that much more. So what if we just do like 2 more questions?
All right.
I think 2 is
We are-
too much.
I think we should do the rest of the questions without repercussions.
I
That's what I
like
think,
that.
yeah.
I like
All right. So, little note, you guys, they are breaking the rules of the party, so the game. So next year, I'm thinking not only having Patron, but having less questions. So we'll
If we
figure
do
it out.
10 questions, that seems.
Or questions we can answer.
You got like 4 right so far. You're doing
I
good.
got
That is
one
an F.
right.
That is an F. Katie,
Yeah.
as a teacher,
And I don't
you would grade that an
fail.
F?
Yeah, that's
You got
not
the
a
Blake
great
Sheldon
score.
question right and some other one. I can't remember.
Oh
We
God.
got another one right.
I got
Yeah,
one right.
I-
then.
I-
Oh, the
am a
girls
loser
question.
right now.
You got the girls question
Okay,
right.
we
You're
did
killing
both
it.
get the girls.
And Mark Wahlberg was one of you guys.
Sure was.
Question 12. How many albums reviewed? Wait, sorry. How many albums received a praises rating, which is the highest rating I can give, this year? And you get a bonus if you get the album as well. Is the answer A 0, B 1, C 4, or D 56? No, from me.
Oh, from you?
Yeah.
Can't even.
That's why the mics are so hot. We got some hot mics.
This would be a bad time to start talking about sexual assault or something.
When is there a bad time to talk about things?
Almost
there-
all the
all,
time.
all the time, especially when there's live mics
Yeah.
around.
Shall
So
we
I sexually
go
saw
for
it.
it?
Oh, you're
last
talking
week.
about like committing sexual. Oh, I thought you were saying like having a discussion, a frank and honest discussion.
Just totally throw me under the bus on this one.
Like someone saying like, "Hey, like I sexually assaulted someone last week." Don't tell anyone.
So should we do the answers?
Yes. Katie wants to segue away from that. So the question was how many albums?
guys.
The question was how many albums did I give a praises rating to this year? And your answer, Brad, is
Mine was 1, and I wrote as the answer. I think I wrote J2.
J2.
J2?
I think
No,
we're supposed to
Jay-Z.
interpret that as Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And how about you?
I have 0.
And the answer is A 0. I have not given a praises rating since Kendrick Lamar's last album, To Pimp a Butterfly.
Wow, you didn't like DNA?
You'll find out.
Oh.
When we do our top 10. Maybe I didn't like it. Or you can just listen to our review and find out if I did or not. That's no big deal. Question 13. What film was mistakenly awarded Best Picture at the 89 Academy Awards? Was it A, Hidden Figures, B, Moonlight, C, Zoolander 2, D, Manchester by the Sea, or E, La La Land? She's excited about that one.
Mistakenly.
We're gonna get it right.
Legally is important.
So should we just?
All right.
Can we show it?
What's the answer? La La Land is the answer. They got it.
It looks like you wrote La La Loud.
I don't,
And I'm going to say that that's wrong. then.
La lo loud.
Then let's do it then.
I'm like, uh-oh, she's going to like throw down.
See, I knew you guys can not worry about
That
taking more
wasn't
of those
even an
shots.
option.
That wasn't. You said mistakenly, and that was important because he's like mistakenly, and I'm like, this is why you don't watch the Oscars.
So how'd
It
you?
was Moonlight.
How'd
but
Yeah.
They
announced La La Land.
They
Yeah.
announced
Oh,
La La
yeah, I did
Land.
hear about that.
Yeah.
Because the guy was all like taking selfies and be like,
yeah.
I'm at the Oscars.
Look at that! Look at her knowing her topical
Yes.
stuff, man, killing it.
That guy is probably fired from PricewaterhouseCoopers.
Real quick, you guys, what'd you think of both movies?
I didn't see either of them.
Okay.
Neither
I
did we.
know.
I saw La La Land and I didn't get what the big deal was. I thought it was cute and I do like musicals, but it
Right.
wasn't amazing.
Yeah, I saw like 45 minutes of it over my boss's shoulder on a flight to
Well, I
Las
was on a
Vegas.
flight, too.
Okay, so yeah,
He's like, you got a TV in your chair too. Stop looking at me.
Mine was
La La
like,
Land, the official movie of flights.
Yes.
Yeah, but I do want to see Moonlight, and I will give it.
I saw Moonlight, and I thought it was like one of the worst movies I saw this year.
I thought it looked so like down
It's
and
so
quiet.
gay. No,
I
I'm
thought I
kidding.
would-
I'll tell you the reason why off air why I didn't like the movie. I'm just joking. It's not because it was gay. That was the thing I liked about it. Hey,
That was a different Moonlight you were watching.
Right.
question
That was
for
the internet-only version of
question 14. Which show celebrated its 100th episode of 2017? A. Walking Dead. B. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. C. Teen Mom 2. D. Suits. Or E. All the above.
How many seasons has Brooklyn Nine-Nine been on for now? I didn't think it was that old.
Isn't it like 5?
Is it on season 5?
But then the question you gotta ask is how many episodes are in a season?
Did it say like 22?
Math is a fun
Math
thing.
is hard. It's not.
Well,
It's not
no.
my jam. Let's just stick with your answer,
Yeah.
and who cares if we're wrong?
There you go.
Let's just say you guys out there that they are drinking
Just
like
got
heavily.
here.
I am not drinking.
If
anymore.
it's wrong, if it's wrong, you have to drink
They're
it.
drinking so much right now. They're just tipping the bottle to the ceiling.
I'm drunker than I expected to be on this podcast.
I'm incredibly sober.
How many times
Sorry
have I
didn't
said
play
that,
fair.
Drew?
That is 7 shots in front of you right there, and then you factor
Only like 2 of them were water.
then you factor in the beers on top of that.
And the heroin? It's insane, right?
Oh.
No heroin at all.
You are.
She is
I
a
like
heroine.
that. I am a heroine.
Yeah, heroin's
We're
a...
gonna name you.
fair.
You're gonna be a superhero, and we're gonna name you Major Scott.
With plaid like cut off.
Absolutely,
Like,
yeah.
Doc Martens.
Real big fish sticker. Yeah.
Look, skanking in the sky. No,
A big old mustard
heroin is a
plug.
gateway drug anyway, so...
There's a fire and people are on the roof, and you go and pick them up.
Nice, you thought... What is the answers, you guys?
I said it was either A or all of them.
Well, which one is it?
That was fantastic.
I said Walking Dead.
Yeah, and
And it hasn't been good since the first
I'm
season.
gonna go with A. I'm gonna lock it in at A.
All right, the answer is E, all the above. Oh, sorry.
Oh no.
Look at us chug
Brooklyn
this
Nine-Nine,
vodka.
Yep.
Wow, I thought that was kind of a new
I'm
show.
surprised you didn't react to
This
Teen
season.
Mom 2. You're just like, Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No, Teen Mom has been around for a minute.
Well, because
so-
here's the thing: the answer was either A or like if more than one of them is correct, then all of them by default are correct.
Usually, yeah.
Right.
Right.
So I
Look
didn't really
at
care.
Brad with the
Boom.
multiple choice
Testing
strategy.
Yes.
skills
I know, he's
with
good.
a Z.
Somebody got a good score on their SAT.
Now you
Incorrect.
guys,
You are incorrect about that.
for the final question of the night, in August of...
So you need to take a shot because you were wrong with that one also.
She's
No,
going...
Brad, no, don't
Shot
do
is
it.
being
do it,
taken.
don't do it.
No,
Do
don't.
it, Kristen.
I'll do it for you.
Pour,
Okay.
pour it all over
Jarrell's
the
my
lazy
proxy
Susan. That's
on this
Katie's.
one.
Nobody take any more shots.
Oh, God, he's pouring it into...
Oh boy.
All right, so
The-
question 15.
I'm gonna vomit.
In August... Wait, what? I wrote this weird. In August, the New York nightclub Webster Hall closed.
Oh.
In April, Jarrell reviewed which band's performance at this venue? A. 311, B. Metallica, C. Fishbone, D. Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, or E. Linkin Park.
I was on this episode and I don't even remember.
Okay. Process of elimination.
Okay, say the answers
All
again.
right, so you get what I'm saying. April, I reviewed a concert at that venue. Now, which band was playing?
Oh, in April.
Yeah. Was it A. 311, B. Metallica, C. Fishbone, D. Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, or E. Linkin Park? And that will end it for the questions, and then we'll get to our best of albums of the year. Which I'll chug this, and I think I should get water.
Oh God.
Yeah, I got.
There was so much dairy and vodka on the table right now.
That is not a good combo.
This is the worst party I've ever been to.
Oh, Drew, I thought it was really nice to meet you. And now
I loved
sad.
meeting you guys. You guys are awesome.
It was great until this bloodbath happened.
And we live in the same county, even.
I know.
And I gotta find out where you
fucking
work.
rage, dude. Let's hang out.
Yes,
So that
are
we can
you
talk
a meat
shop,
eater?
Because I am a meat eater.
Oh.
I'm also a cook, and so that's
We got the meats.
Oh, I got some meats. You don't have anything.
Wow.
Listen, marriage is about compromise.
Yeah,
You're a
and about a lack of penis, I guess.
We're going to talk about this on the ride home.
Yeah.
maybe with a bit of
With your-
babbling and
If
slurring.
Kristen is
God.
He's gonna be like, "Stop talking,
gonna
dude. I'm trying to listen
slur
to my metal."
So much. It's going to be great. And they're going to be like, what are you up to? And I'm like, nothing, chef.
All right, Kristen, what is your answer?
311.
311.
Down, down, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
That's how that song goes. Yes.
And
You. That's
There you
okay.
go.
That's the band.
you're pretty close, I think.
It was either
either that
311 or Fishbone.
Oh, I thought it was 311 or Me First and the Gimme Gimme.
That's
Yeah.
the answer. Yes.
God damn.
Oh, I thought it was me first in the game.
That is the band I
And
reviewed.
rest
I
in
reviewed
peace
their
to Webster
show.
Hall. I've
Yes.
had some good
I know,
bands
that's
there.
a bummer.
We saw Butch Walker.
But
there
luckily,
several
you guys,
times.
they're
It was
gonna revamp it. Not
it's
this
not
year,
gonna
but the
be
next
good.
year,
awesome.
and it's gonna be
us?
called something else.
Yeah, it's garbage.
But
Don't even
there won't be
waste
any
your time.
more nightclub stuff. It'll just be all concerts there.
Okay, I'm gonna say something weird. I don't know who the girl was that worked at Webster Hall when it was a nightclub, but she kind of was like had a deformed face, and she always scared me. But I hope she is doing okay.
That was
This was a
sweet.
very
That was sweet.
weird thing.
Big shout out to you, deformed face girl. Straight
It
from
was
Major
bad.
Scott.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Major Scarf.
Are
Thank
you sure she wasn't just ugly?
No, she was messed up. Like horror movie level.
Like she was in a fire. Or
Yes,
something.
I guess in a fire.
You just could not stop staring at
Maybe
her.
like a serial killer got to her and she survived. Like it was
I
bad.
hope she's working at the Gramercy Ballroom.
Yes, I hope you like landed on your feet, girl.
Yeah,
and
I
she's
remember you.
That was
In
where
every single
You
way.
scared the shit out of me when I was in
Words
there.
can't
But
bring her down.
All right, you guys. Thank you very much for coming
Well, that
out.
got really weird.
Yeah, great show. Yeah. And we're not getting out of here yet, but I wanted to say again, thank you very much for Kristen for playing so fun with this game. You did great,
you, Jarrell.
and you wanted to get drunk, and I made it happen. That's what all
it
it's
seemed
about.
like a good idea at
the time.
Hatebreed.
I meant to have said that. And Brad and Katie, thank you for coming out for this
Thank
show.
you for inviting us.
If you want to stay long, that's great. If you got to go, I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
We do have to head out.
But
Dinner with my mom.
Katie's
Awesome.
mom needs surgery.
Shout out to Katie's mom.
She is. And she's holding strong on these.
now, how far do you have to drive to get there? Is it
A
close?
little over half
Yeah,
an hour.
just
Yeah.
like 30
All right,
minutes.
so Brad, be careful driving out there. I know it's you had a lot of drinks in your wife, so hopefully it's not an
She has
awkward
had
ride.
1.33333336.
Yeah, she's good. She's
Yeah.
good. I'm the one that's fucked
Yeah.
up right
Yeah.
now.
I'm so sorry that I didn't play fair. I
No, you
apologize.
played smart.
Yeah,
That's how I roll.
but you're the responsible one in the relationship, I guess. If it was reversed, he probably would have just been like on the floor right now, right, with all the wrong
I
answers
mean,
he was
responsible
giving.
is a relative word.
Yeah.
Depends on the day.
That's the way relationships work out. You got to have like one person responsible and the
Exactly.
other one's a complete fuck up. You know, I'm not sure which I am.
disagree.
I gotta figure
Like,
out, yeah.
We,
aggressive.
at the very least, we decide before we go out. Like, are you driving home or am I driving home? That's basically
They flip
where
they flip the
compromise-
coin, I
yeah,
guess.
That's better.
Flip
I
a
think
coin.
this just gave insight into Jarrell's marriage.
Yeah.
No,
Pretty much, yeah.
Now I look like a shit bag, and he
Yeah.
looks like coming up roses over here.
To keep it like a cartoon style, like I am the Homer Simpson of our relationship. You know,
You didn't have to say that. I already know.
Okay, you knew that already. You know, she's like, my wife's like, I don't think that's a good idea. Oh, hey, honey. I'm kidding.
The Peggy.
Yeah,
if you
I'm
would.
kidding. She's probably right here. All right, so thanks for coming. If you guys got to be out, but we're gonna do our top 10 finally,
You
Drew.
guys,
Finally.
I will
Do
make
your
sure
thing.
to listen to the top 10 albums so that I can
Kristen,
disagree.
you wanna take over on that
I
mic?
would love to.
So we like to hear some more comments. Thank you, and have a safe drive home. And thank them out as they walk out off the stage. And high five there. Yes. I will let you know when the show is up, and call me if I can ever come back to do another show with you.
Please.
I'm gonna find you guys on social media. For sure. We need to like hang out.
Yeah, you guys live so close together. You guys should chill and stuff. It's a fucking rage.
Get home safe.
Ah, my own mic and 2 chairs.
Yes. Drew, are you ready to do your top 10?
I'm ready to do my top 10.
Now, Drew, for this, I'm going to put this on, we're going to put our list on the website, and also I'll put it on the thing down below. So if you don't mind, I'm going to have to write down what you actually are going to say so that way I can remember what you like, just in case I don't know the band you're talking about.
Just in case.
Yes. So, Drew, you can go first. Tell us the top 10 albums of 2017 in your opinion.
We're not even doing the top 10.
We're doing the top 5?
We're doing a top 10 and honorable mentions.
So what are you doing first?
I'm going to do the honorable mentions first, get them out of the way.
Okay.
These are the ones that, some of which were on my top 10, and then other things came out that I liked better.
I love when that happens.
Because this year was just so good in terms of music.
Okay.
I was kind of blown away. And even there's some stuff I left off the honorable mentions just because, I had to, we'd be here all night if I kept going. So, honorable mentions. Obituary put out their self-titled album. It's probably the best thing they've done in I don't know, at least 10 years. It's just a really solid record. Cannibal Corpse, Red Before Black.
I figured, had a feeling you're going to put that band on your list.
They're a band that I have kind of fell off with.
I did what made me fall off about that band is them in that fucking Ace Ventura movie. I think they fucking sold out on that shit. I'm like,
you fell off 25 years ago.
Done. I'm like, done. Like, I was all about the fuck you with a knife song, but after when I saw them in that movie, I'm like, you guys are so fucking Hollywood now. I'm done.
So they're kind of like
the album called again?
Red Before Black.
Red Before Black.
They're kind of like the AC/DC of death metal. You know exactly what to expect from every album. Every album pretty much sounds the same.
Yeah.
And I feel like they tried out some new things, and it really worked out for them. I thought it was a really good record.
Okay.
Next up is All Out War. Give Us Extinction. Speaking of the AC/DC of death metal, we have the AC/DC of metalcore right here. This sounds.
What's the album called? I'm sorry.
Give Us Extinction.
Okay.
We have. They've been putting out the same record for their entire career. It's always great. Nothing to write home about, but it's it brings the jams regardless.
I feel like that's all you can ask for at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Consistency it goes far.
It's desperate times,
Yeah.
Next one is Dying Fetus, Wrong One to Fuck With.
Dying Fetus.
I know how you feel about that one.
Well, I haven't heard it, so I can't judge it, but I'm sure. Well, did I hear it on their car ride? I probably did, right?
You heard selections off of that album.
And it's called
Wrong One to Fuck With.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
And are they right about that?
Yeah. They also put out the most ignorant merch for this album. It was a basketball jersey, and on the back it said wrong, and then at the top, and then it said the number 12, and then on the bottom it said fuck with. So wrong 1, 2.
Okay.
Fuck with.
Okay.
It's not as good. I think their best record was their last one, Reign Supreme. That's the only reason it didn't make the top 10.
Okay.
But it's a really solid album. Next up, Full of Hell, Trumpeting Ecstasy.
Can I just say I'm seeing a theme that is all metal bands? Like, do you listen to anything besides metal?
Have you met Drew?
What is it? Full of
Hell?
Of Hell.
Trumpeting Ecstasy.
Is that a play on the president?
Yeah, it's very, very pro-Trump.
Trumping on Ecstasy.
It's the best album. It's the greatest. You should listen to it if you love Trump.
Okay.
It's a mashup of hardcore punk, grindcore, and death metal, and harsh noise. I'm not sure if it's good, and I'm not sure if it's bad. It's just something you got to listen to.
Okay.
Next up is Lost Horizonless.
Lost Horizonless?
Yeah, this is a record.
Did I say it right? Horizon?
Horizonless. One word.
Okay. And what's the album called?
That's the album. The band is called Lost.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
This record is one I actually just
Terrible
started
name,
listening
but
to. It's by far not the best Doom album of the year, but it's got some pretty solid jams on it.
Okay.
Next up is Artificial Brains' Infrared Horizon.
I think you have too much of this category, so I'll probably stop writing now.
You
probably a
should.
good idea.
If you're looking for diversity, don't look to Drew.
No, it's
Yeah.
just I want to get to the top 10s already. He's doing so much armament.
Artificial Brains' Infrared Horizon, kind of prog metal meets tech metal meets, God, I don't know, sci-fi.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the last one is Spirit Adrift, Cursed
I
Conception.
only had one more to go, and I bailed out.
Really.
Like, fuck this shit, man.
The last honorable
Just
mention
make it a top
is
20.
Spirit
I
Adrift,
know, right?
Cursed Conception.
It's
Yeah.
like encores. He was so anti-encores, and he's basically doing the same thing.
Yeah.
He wanted a top 10, and
He's
I
like,
wanted
I
a
will
top
not do it.
15. So, all right. So here's my top 10 of 2017. Number 10, The Faceless in Becoming a Ghost.
Hold on a second. This is your actual top 10.
Yes.
Okay, The Faceless. Okay, and what's the album called?
In Becoming a Ghost.
In Becoming. Okay. What are they? What kind of band are they?
They are a progressive metal, tech death kind of band.
Tech Death.
They've over the last couple of records,
Nice
they've
subgenres.
they've gotten more progressive and experimental. Think Dream Theater, but not awful. Almost.
Okay.
Number 9,
Mm-hmm.
Danzig, Black Laden Crown.
Hell yeah.
Probably one of the worst produced albums I've ever heard, but some really great songs in it. We saw Danzig back in September, and he played a couple songs of the album, and it was still really good. It fit in with the rest of his set.
All right, and that one album's called again?
Black Laden Crown.
Black Laden, okay.
Number 8, and this album at the beginning of the year would have been in my top 3, but a whole bunch of other albums came out between then and now. Code Orange, Forever.
Hell yes.
So that's why you want me to talk
That
about
album
Mark.
is fire. I don't care. Okay, now that I'm here, I want to comment on what Jarrell said earlier about them just being bleh. They, to me, are one of the best bands out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Their set during Hatebreed was just awesome. And that Forever album is really, like, amazing. Like, it's diverse. It's solid. It's just, sorry, Drew, I'm like stealing this all from you, but
I think the verse is the name of the game with them.
Yeah.
And that they have so many different styles going at once. And I have a theory. They have this saying, thinners of the herd. And I think what that means as far as just from listening to their albums is, if you came for the breakdowns, then the harsh noise is going to turn you off.
Right.
If the harsh noise doesn't turn you off, the power pop is going to turn you off. They're trying to get down to the true weirdos and misfits, and that's what they want their audience to be. So I've talked to a lot of people where it's always like, oh, I like that one song that they have, but like the album kind of sucks because like it's just like all over the place. They have songs that will be going and then they just stop,
Right.
and then like it picks up with a completely different style, and it's just a really on a surface level it's not that interesting, but then once you start getting into it and peeling back the layers, they're doing some really interesting stuff.
All right, I'll get on that then.
Yeah.
You're right. I should do that.
you should.
So what's number
And-
7, man?
No.
Go ahead.
No. You should listen to like I Am King, the album before that. Listen to Forever. Like I am really proud to be part of that herd that remains.
Listen to back when they were called Code Orange Kids.
They're a great band.
Okay.
They've been around for almost 10 years now, and they've been steadily progressing, and it's been really interesting seeing them
Okay.
work.
Number 7.
Number 7, Iron Monkey, 913. This is a sludge band from the 90s that just came back in spite of their singer dying tragically 10 or 15 years ago. They're kind of doing something a little bit new, where it's much less like 90s style sludge and much more just heavy and repetitive. Didn't know how I felt about this album at first, but then I listened to it at the gym, and it
pumps you up.
Perfect gym jams.
Yeah.
Like, it's just monotonous and very repeating and just harsh and heavy. This is a great record. I can't wait to see what comes of them now that they're back.
Nice. Number 6.
Integrity. Howling for the Nightmare Shall Consume.
Now, we reviewed the album, and you liked it or not, and I did not.
Yeah.
So I know I can just write Howling, because I know what album we're talking about. Now, why is it only number 6 and not higher?
Because other stuff came out this year.
That's it. Okay, so
this is I would put this probably. I don't remember how I graded it last when I did the top 10.
Yeah.
This is, I would say, I don't know. I'd put it in their top 5 records at least. It's weird. It's dark. It's experimental as far as an Integrity record can be experimental.
Right.
It also brings the mosh. It's a great multi-layered album.
It serves its purpose in one end, but at the same time, it's
not boring.
It's I don't want to say diverse or layered. I want to say it's a lot of different ideas all put in together.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5. Now we're coming in the top 5 for
top
Drew
5.
Right
now,
it might not be a non-metal band. Let's see.
Here's what I gotta say. I feel like in another couple of months, this list will probably change up a little bit, especially the top 5. I wavered back and forth on so many of these bands on where they were gonna go, on who comes first, and I switched them back and forth. I edited this list so heavily, and especially this top 5.
Okay.
I edited it. So, as of right now, this is my top 5 for the year.
Okay.
Number 5 is Primitive Man, Caustic. They are another doom metal band. They're a little bit interesting. They kind of mix doom, sludge, and I don't know. I guess just harsh noise together. It's borderline not music.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it.
It's not music, but
it's just really heavy and harsh and hate-filled.
Okay.
Even if you're not into heavy music, you should check it out just to be like, wow.
So how can you say you don't even know how to? Are you saying you can't even categorize it? Thank you.
Yeah, because it's not really. It doesn't really fit into any category. You could say it's like, oh, they have like sludge elements. You could say they have funeral doom elements. You could say that they have death metal elements. They have noise, and it's like kind of doesn't fit into any one. And it's interesting because they'll have a song, and the song will start to kind of get into a groove, and then the breakdown happens, and it's just so slow and heavy and noisy that, I don't know, like I said, it could barely be categorized as music. But, in today's political climate, it is the perfect album to listen to when you're having an off day, when you're pissed off, when you just want to say, fuck everything.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay. So what's number 4 then?
Number 4, I had to put it in the top 5 because of the rating I gave it on our show earlier.
Fifth, what I think it is, that you are going to say this album's better than this one. I cannot wait then.
Converge, The Dusk in Us.
Okay.
Ooh. They really blew me away with this album. I'm not going to say too much about it because
we just want you to listen to the podcast.
Already talked about it on the last episode.
So listen to that podcast. We reviewed this album.
They're playing with a lot of new tones, a lot of new sounds. They're kind of going all in on certain things that they've flirted with in the past, while still sounding like Converge.
And best of all, that Drew busted his praises cherry on that.
I did.
He said that it was the best. They broke the mold on that shit. And I was right almost there behind him on that. So I cannot wait to see what you think is better than this. What's number 3?
Number 3, and this is I actually went back and forth which should be number 3 and number 4.
Okay.
But I finally zeroed in on Power Trip, Nightmare Logic. Easily the best thrash metal album that's come out in at least 15 years, probably 20.
Nightmare Logic, you said?
Nightmare Logic.
Got it.
They they were always a good band, and I feel like they really refined their sound with this record. Blows everything else they've done out of the water. Just a great record. If you thought thrash was dead, listen to this record and
No one
you'll be
thought
like,
so.
no, the younger generation is carrying the flag high.
Wow. And they're a new band, huh?
Relatively, I think they've been around for 7 years or so.
Okay. Now you just speak in my language when you say thrash, so I'm gonna listen to this album too. In addition to Code Orange, so I got 2 to listen to.
It's definitely, if you're into like Exodus, Testament, stuff like that, then this will be right up your alley. Maybe like mid-era Suicidal Tendencies before they went too metal, but when they were still kind of like a crossover band.
Yeah. Now I'm figuring at some point we're gonna get a hip hop artist in the top 2. So here we go.
We'll see.
Start holding your breath now.
Okay.
Number 2, Bell Witch, Mirror Reaper.
Fuck yeah.
So what is that, like trap hip hop?
Yeah,
It's mumble rap, actually.
You say it's called Bell Witch?
Lil Witch.
Lil Bell Witch.
Yeah, Bell Witch is the name of the band. The name of the album is Mirror Reaper. It's a single 83-minute song that is kind of dedicated to their drummer who passed away. The concept of the album and the concept of the album name, obviously, is the term as above, so below. And I got the record recently. It comes on two vinyl records, so it's 4 sides. You have to flip it twice.
Okay. Like, how do you flip a record more than once? Like, okay.
Well, 2 records.
Okay, I got
And
it.
it's a one song, but it totally works because of the way that they did it, where it is the song finishes the same as it begins, and it has different movements, and it's very thought out.
It's like
it
Mozart, then.
It never gets
Yeah,
boring.
it is. It's like a requiem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's a tribute to their fallen brother, who actually makes his last recorded performance on this album. They had some leftover vocal tracks that they put in there.
He's like, avenge me. That's perfect. We'll get that.
Basically, like, they
Yeah.
refer to him as, like, the songs
Words
from
of the
beyond,
Dead.
Yeah, the dead and stuff like
Okay.
that. So
All right.
It's just there's a lot of doom bands have tried to do like an obnoxiously long song, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. This is one of the times where it really works out. You can put on the record, listen to it all the way through. It never gets boring. It's at parts chilling, especially if you're following along with the lyrics. They have so many different vocalists doing the lyrics, doing the vocals, and the lyrics are very poignant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you guys have all been waiting for, what is his number 1 album?
Number 1, Paul Bearer, Heartless.
Paul. What?
Oh my
How you spell his
God.
last name?
Paul Bearer.
Oh,
It's one
like
word.
an actual
like
bear?
a Paul Bearer.
Oh, Paul Bear. Okay. I gotta rewrite that. Like,
Not like the
Wow,
wrestling
I'm actually
manager,
shocked.
because
that
this album
made your
came
number
out like
one.
almost a year ago.
what is the album called?
Heartless.
So does it count if it didn't come out in 2017?
No, it did.
It did.
It came out, I think, in March.
Like, really early.
Yeah.
So it feels
Oh,
old.
March. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's something that we both, like, connected on.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an album I can see myself listening
off
to. Yeah. Well,
He
no.
can jerk off too. I can cry too.
maybe
Like,
while I'm
it's
crying.
Yeah, like, we're both crying.
That's the only time I jerk off.
You know,
It's-
dicks may or may not be out.
It's an album that I haven't felt the same about this album, about any other album that I felt about this album in a long time.
Right.
It's just really hit me in a certain way. It's so sad and emotional, and while still being like incredibly heavy, there's actually, because I missed them on tour. They came through Pennsylvania, but they ended up the tickets sold out before I even heard about the show.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go on YouTube one night. I had a bunch of drink. I was like, I'm gonna check out, see if anybody has live videos of this tour. And sure enough, they did. And I was watching them. I started getting choked up when they played the songs off this album.
God, this
It's
must have
that
been after
powerful.
I've gone to bed.
Yeah.
Paul Bear. Okay.
Paul Bearer. It's a really great album.
And they also are in the category of metal?
Yeah, they're a doom metal band.
Doom metal.
All right, so
If you can see, it's a lot of doom.
Yeah.
That great doom that came out this year.
So as you can see, Drew has a theme with of a sound he likes. Now, what I want to do for next year, for if we keep doing the show, which I really hope if you want to keep being on the show, I should say, is you need to give me some of these bands, because I know you joined in the middle, so I was expecting for your list to not like be anything close to what we reviewed, but I was hoping that by the time we are here next December that we could, meet up with like different like bands that you listen to, and we can review as well, so that way it's not like you just naming all groups I never heard of. So with
this is like when I ranked the Halloween movies all over again.
Right. So ranking is what we do best on this thing, especially you, Drew, which I'm glad you're on this show. And I want to take this time before I forget, because I'm pretty lit right now, but I really appreciate you being on the show, and I really am thankful for you to come in and help me out, and I enjoy doing this thing with you.
Well,
by the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate you being here.
I mainly do it for the free booze, but friendship.
But then you have a cutoff when there's too much free booze, apparently.
Yeah, he still has to drive.
When it's shitty booze that I'm not even drinking, that I got to drive home after this.
Next time, I got to get the grain alcohol for you. So 100%, like moonshine. Next
All right.
God. No, stop.
That'll be the game. You're over Patron next year? No moonshine?
Patron is fine.
Okay, but not moonshine.
And no Major Scott, please.
All right. The Major Scott has been retired now.
So let's see what you got.
So this is Jarrell's top 10 of 2017. No honorable mention is the reason why. This year has been very disappointing for me. Now, I will blame myself because we stopped in the middle of July or June for my baby to be born, and I didn't get a chance to listen to a lot of albums that came out over the summer. But I really hate blaming myself. It is your fault, you artists out there.
Hell yeah.
It's your fault for not making enough music that I enjoy, so I had to go for slim pickings to get to my bottom 10.
Try harder.
Yes. Try harder, as Katie would have said. So this is the thing for next year, 2018. I want to have all good music coming out, at least 3 to 4 solid albums every month, so I can at least be like Drew and be like, I can't decide what's going in the top 10.
That's fair.
I think I got to hip you to some music.
Yeah, this was not a good year for me at all.
Because not at all, but half not good. I feel like the majority of albums that you made me review were middling at best.
Right. And they might or might not have made the list. We'll find out. So, here we go is my top 10 list of 2017. Number 10, by default, has been Brand New's album Science Fiction. They're the emo band from Long Island. And it's a nice blend of sound from the Deja album that they put out, the second album, and their newer stuff, which I'm not really into, but I gotta appreciate the fact that they are not one of those bands that the majority people don't like that. Let's just cater to the fans and put out a new album after a 15-year gap and do what people expect. I appreciate them thinking, you know what? Old and new, put it together, and they put out that record.
I'm surprised that that's number 10 because that's a pretty solid album.
It is solid, man. Which obviously means I'm not fucking around when it comes to going getting higher than it. So slightly catchy, but pretty dark lyrics with the existential, thoughtful thing as well happening. Lots of reviewers are not putting that album on the list because of Jesse's whole sexual misconduct thing happening, but. You can't fuck around with him. He's doing good. He's doing a good album, so you can't.
He got the Weinstein bump.
Yeah, it's not fair to him. He's fucked up, but you can't deny that can't deny this pedophile
that
makes some good
that molester can write a jam.
Yeah, exactly.
I appreciate you calling out the molestation.
Yeah, if it's true, which he said it is, but it's just I just like pictures of young girls. Not a big deal. Number 9 is Foo Fighters' Concrete and Concrete and Gold album.
You really like that record.
I did.
I think you want to listen to some Concrete Blonde, though.
Yeah, I do. And it's a vast improvement from their Sonic Highways album from 2 years before.
Of HBO fame.
Yeah. And it's a great blend of alternative rock with pop lyrics and melody as well. You guys know Foo Fighters. I don't want to explain who they are, but it's a really good record. And The Sky is the Neighborhood's great song, and other stuff on there as well is great. Check it out. Number 8, Vince Staples' Big Fish Theory, the young rapper. It's his second studio album, a California rapper, and it's a perfect blend of hip hop and electronic house music. And I love how experimental it is, but at the same time calls back to like the classic hip hop sound of the West Coast G-Funk sound. And also, I'm surprisingly considered the fact that, you know, Vince Staples has gone on record saying that he thinks 90s music is overrated. He was actually born in 1993. That's why you just say, okay, I understand why you're saying some bullshit like that.
Right.
But when you listen,
you were a fetus most of it.
when you listen to his album and he's like doing G-Funk stuff on the record, you're like, I'm impressed you're being like respectful from your elders. At the same time, he's doing like rap music that's like so experimental and different that it's not like what's popular nowadays. That I really got to commend this guy.
He's basically like, I'm gonna bite Dr. Dre, but also shit talk Dr. Dre.
Yeah, and lyrically, dude, the album is about racism, politics, and suicide, which is really complete opposite from like what young rappers today are rapping about. It's all about nowadays, like, you know, money, cars, bitches, which I'm all about the three, but it's just
isn't?
We need more insecure rappers. We need it.
Yeah.
Number 7.
Especially when Post Malone is like calling out hip hop.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Number 7, the Bomb Pops, and the album's called Fear of Missing Out, and they are a pop punk band, or maybe more a punk band from California. And their debut album, this is a female fronted group with 2 female guitar singers, and the bass player and drummer are guys, and it's so fucking adorable, this record, with like their fast, catchy music with like lyrics about like partying, romantic crushes, and all the other stuff that happens in the left coast. They say the word rad so many times. This is like, you know, that's what they say out there. And I think it's the cutest record ever. And I really enjoyed it so much. Number 6, the I don't want to say the Gorillas. Their album.
You almost said Gorilla Biscuits.
I'm almost said, yeah, I did. Their album is called Humans. And it's a dystopian dance record, which features a guest artist on every single track. And every artist on there was asked, like, write a song about if Donald Trump won the election. So obviously they wrote this album before. So,
if only they had known.
Yeah.
If.
So plenty of like depressing dance songs, and there are nothing but bangers that are happening like the first half of the record, I should say. Then it's like more like after that, there's like hit and miss. But like the first half of it is so good, that's why I had to put it at number 6.
I'm glad that asshole from Blur found his niche.
Yeah, exactly. And
Woohoo!
number 5, Thundercat, and his album's called Drunk, and he is like it's actually his 3rd album, and he's like a bass player, guitarist, and he also does R&B / jazz fusion, and his album is like, you know, about 26 tracks. Like really short songs where he's like, you know, really like, you know, abstract jazz. But then he does R&B songs like with Pharrell, and he's got a song with the Michael McDowell guy, and is that his name? Michael McDowell? Yeah.
Michael McDonald?
Donald.
Like
Yeah, that's the guy.
40-year-old virgin guy.
Yeah.
That song sounds exactly like if it was written like 30 years ago, it would have fit in that time. Amazing track, and also in between there's a lot of like, you know, new nuances to like the newer, like, you know, hipster like R&B and jazz music of now, and then they have like the old school like jazz. Kendrick Lamar is on a track on there. It's really great. So this album from Thundercat has something for everybody, old and new. You can put it on at a party, and like your grandparents like, what's this?
Ooh,
and then like,
I
you know,
that.
the younger kids are like, okay, I like this song, like, yeah. But. So something for everybody. Where am I at now? We gotta get to number 4. Number 4. You might be surprised in this, Drew, but you must have missed this one. The new album from Queens of the Stone Age, Villains. You like them at all?
They're right.
I do. I like them.
The album, like, I never listened to a full album from before, but it's like the stoner rock that.
Really, like, not even the first album.
Like Rated R.
No, before that. What? Oh gosh.
Oh, before that? No,
yeah.
I never heard him before Rated R.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm blanking on the name of their like first big album.
Is it self-titled? You think?
It wasn't
I
self-titled.
feel like it had like a
I would-
semi-dressed lady on the cover.
It had like the devilish kind of cover. I know it was like a devil horn was involved, but that was it was the original lineup of Queens of the Stone Age.
Okay.
And I saw the tour for that. That one was really good. And they did like, if you listen to the full album, it's like radio stations being tuned. So each song that I was
You're talking about after that when you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Yes. I am.
Yeah, I've heard
after
that one.
Yeah. I thought that was a good album.
Yeah, it was. So, but I was surprised that they kind of went away from the mainstream.
Right.
After Lullabies to Paralyze.
Right.
And now
That's
with
the
this,
album. Lullabies to Paralyze.
and now that they're back with this new album, which is not like all over radio or anything like that, but like every song on this album is just like I just am entranced about how like it's David Bowie-ish, but at the same time it's just like, you know, he's got like this good blend of like, you know, like groove rock, you know, like that like what's that word? Boogie rock. I love it. I love it.
Well, don't get too used to it because he's kicking photographers in the face.
Yeah, that
he
was
said
rough.
sorry. He said sorry.
I mean, between
He gave
that
a
and what happens with
half-ass-
the Eagles of death metal, like,
Yeah.
I mean, they're wearing people thin. But
See what you guys out there understand. I don't care what people do off like the recording.
Well, yeah, because
As
you got a child
if they
molester on
make-
your
yeah.
best of list. So
clearly not.
So if they make a good album, I don't care. You know, number 3, which is what I was gonna say. I'm surprised you didn't put on your list, Drew. You got to hear the new Body Count album. It's not because they're black and play metal music.
I've heard a couple
No.
of songs off of it.
Hold up there.
What I was most surprised is they finally got a like decent production on their album, because
Album
every
produced well,
album of every Body Count album I've ever heard has sounded like shit, even
Yeah.
if the songs are good.
Yeah, Manslaughter.
This album's like really thick and heavy.
Yeah, Manslaughter before that, I can see is okay. But this one is really like, you know, it taps into what's happening right now with the Black Lives Matter movement. You know, when your friends die, your homies get shot in the street, and you just want to like kill a motherfucker. You know, to covering like the Slayer song "Rain in Blood," to like, you know, everything like that. It's just like a really deep album. Like, you know, you ever been like, you know, the ski mask way? I can relate to it. You want to put in a ski mask, like bust in the house and like, you know, hold everything up and get the safe, grab the guy's bitch and like shoot them and shit like that. Like that's relatable. So
Is
I'm like, yeah,
Wow, that's relatable for
hasn't-
you.
Who hasn't felt that way?
yeah. So Body Count, you're back, and I'm really happy that Ice-T, like literally the dude's like over 50 years old, and he's like more metal than like most of like the cheesy metal bands of this day.
Ice-T is the best. I have a pillow with his face on it.
That she
Shout out to Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
All right, man.
Tutuola, till I die.
So number 2, me and Kristen were talking about this guy earlier, and his number 2 is Kendrick Lamar's album Damn.
Damn.
I still
And
gotta listen to that.
I love this record because obviously, you know, Kendrick Lamar can do no wrong right now. He's got like,
Absolutely.
the lyrics that are like talking about with social issues, political issues. The song Elements got like the great, like, you know, if I gotta snap make a bitch, I'm make it look sexy. Love that song. Duckworth at the end of the album is a great song, but
Yep.
his is his last name, by the way. And how he came to be, and the album flows really well. His guests
Yes.
on their album, like from Rihanna to
Loyalty.
Loyalties.
It's a beautiful song.
He's got also a love song called Love. Every
Yeah.
song is just like one word.
Yeah.
And he like to do a track like that's like more of an R&B song. Which is on the radio all over the thing like now. It's great. DNA is a great song. Humble, which you talked about earlier. You know, like as soon as the song drops, she's like, "Oh shit, Humble."
Yeah.
You know, he's combining like trap music, which is like, you know, kind of like the disposable music of the day. But he does it so well lyrically. Like fucking Future. Listen to fucking more Kendrick Lamar and understand trap music can have some
Yes,
depth to it.
I concur.
It's possible.
That's what I haven't heard the new album, but what I found so interesting about him is I never gave him a chance because of the company he kept. Basically, I was like, oh, he's hanging out with like Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj and all these people, and then I heard like actually sat down and listened to it, and I'm like, wow, this is like
Yeah. He's
He's
legitimately one of
way
the best
better than
rappers
all
right
of his
now.
contemporaries.
Yeah, and he's like what? He's like not even 30 years old yet, and he's just like Vince Staple earlier in my list. It's like some of these younger cats know what they're talking about. Now, as you can see from my list, it's going from like rock music to metal to like hip hop. So what's gonna be number 1? Now, the reason like Kendrick Lamar that I praise so much is not number 1 is I actually rated his last album, To Pimp a Butterfly, as like a praises. This album does not meet it. It's not as great as it because To Pimp a Butterfly was like a whole like experimental journey that he like at the end of the album you're wondering who's he talking to, and you find out that it's like Tupac that he's interviewing at the end. It's just like he actually really pushed the boundaries on that. And this album
More of an opus.
yeah. This album Damn is safe, but at the same time it's so revolutionary to what's happening now. But I gotta be more critical to Kendrick Lamar because you gotta make me nut as soon as I hear your first song. If when you're on that level, when you make an album that good, you gotta keep it going.
I feel like this is the same problem you had with that Wu-Tang album we reviewed last episode.
You can't. Once you break the mold, you can't go back.
Don't do a 36 Chambers if you can't one up yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So my number one album. Do you know what it is?
Drum roll.
You want to guess, Drew?
I have a really bad feeling about what it is. Do you want me to guess?
Yes.
The new Marilyn Manson. Ooh.
RTJ3, motherfucker. That's right, you guys. The new Run the Jewels album, Run the Jewels 3, is my number one album of 2017 that
Really?
came out in January. Now, I know you
Better
guys out
than the
there.
last one?
Yeah. No, people out there are saying, like, wait a minute, Jarrell, that album was released on December 24th last year. I'm like, no, motherfuckers. That album was dropped as a physical album on January 13th, so it counts. That is my number one album of the
skating the
year.
line with this one.
Yes. So that is my
Fuck the Electoral College.
yeah, fucking LP and Killer Mike together on that. They two rappers, and LP is like the producer from Brooklyn as well. I should say New York City, and Killer Mike is a rapper from fucking Atlanta, Georgia. They come together on that first album, RTJ, back in 2013. And that album's fucking good. And they want to put out RTJ 2 in 2014. I'm like, there's no possible way they can make an album better than this. It's so amazing. And god damn it, these motherfuckers did it better. So that's why I had to put it over Kendrick Lamar, because they are every album better than the last. And this new album is so layered, so dense in its production, so politically charged, but not too like in your face like the new Eminem album. It's just like little hints of like what's going on in America socially and politically and Black lives and everything like that. But at the same time, it's like let's dance shit like that.
No, I'm glad Reagan's dead.
Yeah,
on this record.
Right. You know that song by Killer Mike. And I just like, goddamn, these guys cannot do no wrong. And unfortunately, this album is not the best thing they have ever done. And I think they can do even better. But they are on the right level. If you're just going if you have an incline going that direction, like, yes.
Their
keep
star
it going.
is on the rise.
I guarantee RTJ4 will be their masterpiece. I can feel it with these guys.
You see, this is why I feel like we need to hang out more, because I completely forgot they released a new album.
Have you heard it?
No.
Wow, man.
I didn't listen to it.
It's incredible. Like,
I need somebody like you to tell me, listen, put down your doom metal records for 2 minutes. And listening to the new Kendrick Lamar.
Are you kidding me?
I'm vice versa.
You live with me.
You never do that shit either.
Every time I try to put on something other than your doom or metal records, you're like, I don't want to hear this shit.
I'm the opposite. I gotta hear some more metal, so it's fair. That was my list, you guys. I really appreciate. And like I said, the list got better towards the end, but I really had to pick to get my last four, because I was like, the top six. Like when I heard that Thundercat album and the Bomb Pops, I'm like, that's in. And that Bomb Pops album I heard in February, I'm like, that's going in.
Wow.
If that album is good and it's only February, I cannot wait to go from here. And I gotta say, honestly, once I hit August, it's like downhill. So you guys out there, musicians, make some better music for next year.
Yeah, I got a question.
Better.
If you had to do an honorable mentions, are there any other albums that stuck out to you?
There were. I got to think about it for a second. What was an album I thought was okay that didn't make my list?
What's the most recent Marilyn Manson on?
It wasn't on there. I forgot about that one. I just had to pick albums.
Because you were way too into that album.
Yeah, you give me shit about that. That album is going to be probably my number 15 if I had to think about it.
Okay.
Wow.
But I have to think about there were other albums I heard that were good, but I was like, I'm not going to put it on my list because it wasn't I'll go back to it. That's the same thing with the brand new. That's why it's number 10. I won't listen to it any time. But RTJ3, I could be I got to go to work today, and someone could be like, listen to RTJ3. I'll be like, okay, I'm sick today. I'm not coming in. and I'll call out. I'll definitely listen to the album anytime. So yeah, thank you, and I guess that's it. So we've done a almost 3 hour show.
Wow.
There was vomit and liquor everywhere in the studio right now.
We do not play around, and every year you might get a 4 hour show. You might not.
End of year recap. I'm
Yes.
so drunk right now.
Yeah, me too. So I got to do this outro. And Drew, you want to help me with this, or you just want to laugh at me?
I'm gonna laugh at you.
Okay,
That's my favorite thing to do.
Real quick, thank you to the guests that came out, and thank you for you guys listening. Thank you for applauding me. Sit down. I want you to applaud towards the end. Hold your applause to the end. Kristen, thanks for getting drunk on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Jarrell.
We actually had like a prize for the winner of the show, and I'm gonna say, like, unfortunately, since
There were no winners.
there were no winners, but since you hung in there and drank the most on the show, your prize is right to Drew's left above the refrigerator. You see, like, the big Santa Claus thing right there?
It's a pretty Christmas bag.
I thought you were talking about the half-drunk Captain Morgan.
No, I do not want
Drew,
that.
to that left of that thing right there, you want to grab that bag, and we'll tell everybody at home listening what the proud couple has won for getting the most questions correct. And they got like a bag of liquor.
It's so pretty, first of all. Oh my God, it's Moscow Mule cups.
Oh, these are
They're
nice.
gorgeous. They're rose gold, which I'm so
Oh,
into
God.
right now.
Yes. You got also, what's that?
Oh!
You saved the good vodka for the winner.
Yes.
You had to
my
drink the shitty vodka to get the
God.
good
It's-
vodka.
What vodka is that? Say it on the air.
There's a
It's Grey Goose.
Grey Goose. There's
From
a
France.
used sandwich Tupperware
Yeah.
container
Oh, I love containers. I can always take more containers.
that have been used before.
It's okay. I can wash them.
Some lime juice.
Ooh,
Yes.
it's the good stuff too. It's shaped
Yes.
like a lime.
And what's
And
else?
what do we
What
got
else
here?
is in there?
We got 2 cans of ginger beer that you can mix with your
Oh, we
drink.
can make a Moscow Mule and
All
store
right.
it in the container.
Yes.
It is the best gift
So,
ever.
This is the best gift.
You're welcome, you guys, and also
You still owe us a wedding gift, by the way.
Oh, I forgot about that. Well, it's fine. I actually have some. Marijuana paraphernalia socks if you want them.
Oh, fun.
That was the consolation prize, but the losers already left, even though they're not losers in the bad way.
I guess they kind of won.
Yeah. So
They
all right.
won for not drinking.
Yeah. So congratulations to you guys.
Stay in school, kids.
Yeah.
Yay, we won something.
And I want to thank you guys for listening, and thank you, Drew,
You
again for
won
being on the show. And we're gonna be taking a little break until mid-January. We'll come back with some. We're gonna do a couple. We're gonna do a couple lists of our favorite rankings, and also I'm going to rate a new Netflix show. I can't remember what it's gonna be. Probably Fuller House season 3 part 2. But we'll find out. We're gonna be coming back maybe in mid-January. So I'm gonna say enjoy your holidays. Enjoy Christmas,
Merry
Kwanzaa,
Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy
Diwali.
Hanukkah,
Happy Hanukkah. That already
Ramadan.
passed.
Ramadan, all that
And
stuff.
Happy New Year.
Let me get to my outro stuff because I want to make sure I know what I'm talking about before we get out of here. So we covered everything. We took our pictures. We did all drinking. We had the guests. Great. So how can we get in touch with us? Here we do. Go to our website, which is up right now, officially, njhybridradio.net. You can see all our videos and podcasts on there. Also, you can email us at njhybridradio, Gmail. Gmail, njhybridradio. That's where we are. I can't say it right now, but it's perfect.
You have this written down. You want me to
I
do
think
this?
he's trying to say njhybridradio@gmail.com.
Facebook, our address, facebook.com/njhybridradio, and make sure you like us on there. Search us on YouTube at go to YouTube and type in Hybrid Radio.
You can do it.
You
You're
can
almost
find us
there.
on
Got it,
YouTube.
you got it, you got
Make sure
it.
you subscribe to our channel. And finally, you can follow us on our Twitter, which is at NJ Hybrid Radio. Have a happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and everything like that. And goodbye, Drew. Say
Bye.
something nice. Bye bye. Woo!
That's as nice as he can get. Happy holidays, you guys.
I only did some loving in 2 months. The show we did.
Good night.